I can't wait any longer. I want to get this story started because I don't know how long it's going to be. And knowing Love in Deep Space, it's going to be fucking long. And I want to shit on Silas some more because why not? It's 5 p.m. and a lecture titled Life's Boundaries is underway in Lincoln University's largest lecture hall. Life's Bound, okay. Aside from medical students, students from other departments have taken a seat to listen. In the packed lecture hall, the speaker stands. His back faces the projection of the beating heart model, and his authoritative voice is steady. Is it Zane? It's Zane!
Life itself is not endless.
Hi, Zane. How you doing, Pookie?
Life and death, health and illness. These seemingly opposing concepts maintain the balance of life itself.
Okay. An inquisitive student raises her hand.
But with today's medical technology, we can potentially do gene editing, cellular regeneration, and even human modification. If immortality becomes achievable, why should we still accept death as the end of life?
Overpopulation. That's why.
If we set aside morals and ethics, these technologies could make immortality possible.
But given that we have morals and ethics...
But this also means that our goal in the medical field has shifted from conquering disease to conquering death itself.
Smart boy. Zane's gaze sweeps over every face in the room, his tone remaining calm as usual.
To conquer disease is to extend life, but to conquer death is to control it. Can we still call ourselves humans after being modified and losing human characteristics? How do we even define human existence?
Valid. Hushed discussions fill the lecture hall. Zane looks toward the back as someone quietly opens the door. A familiar figure appears. She quickly slips into the back row, her coat leaving a trail of melted snow on the floor. It's MC! He quickly shifts his gaze and continues with his previous point.
Life can be extended, but the cycle of life and death should not be controlled.
That was the shortest uni lecture I've ever been to. Congratulations, Zane. You've actually kept my attention. After the lecture ends, Zane is completely surrounded by eager students. I sit in the back row and wait for students to file out behind me.
Did you see the news? How could they accuse Dr. Zane of disregarding human life and abandoning his patients? They're saying he has no ethics.
What?
It all started when some government official's kid got diagnosed with protocore syndrome. They tried to use their family connections to pressure Dr. Zane into prioritizing their surgery. But he refused and went to treat another patient who needed more urgent treatment.
Oh my god.
Oh. So that's why they're spreading all those nasty rumors about Dr. Zane online. What a piece of work.
Zane's getting... Oh no! As the students' conversation fades into the distance, I stop eavesdropping and nod in quiet agreement. Spotting a few reporters approaching the lecture hall, I catch Zane's eye and wave. I silently mouth a sentence. Come here, Dr. Zane. Zane glances in my direction, nods, and makes his way through the crowd of students.
That will be all for today. Someone is waiting for me.
Sorry, bitches. Sorry. After helping Zane dodge the reporters, we leave the university and stroll through the snow-covered streets bathed in evening's golden light. You're good at making complex topics clear and accessible, Dr. Zane. If I were a few years younger, I'd sneak into your lectures every day.
Really? What was the second key point from the third section?
Faced with Zane's knowing smile, I sigh and turn to walk in the opposite direction.
Where are you going?
I need to find a time machine so I can hear your brilliant lecture from start to finish. 3, 2... Before I can finish my silent countdown, he grabs my hand. Oh.
Come back.
Okay.
I only saw you arrive near the end of the lecture. The time machine must have not been invented yet.
God damn it. I tried. I really, really tried. Coffee in hand, I sit down on the roadside bench as Zane hands me a weathered envelope.
Here's the information you requested.
The wax seal on the envelope is still intact. The documents themselves have small creases. Exchanging documents while sitting on a bench? We're like those secret agents trying to save the world in 008 movies. Wait, they made a James Bond reference? Oh, that's brilliant. It's 008 now.
Given what you've asked me to investigate, it is certainly a secret that concerns the fate of the world.
I vaguely remember Zane mentioning Dr. Noah's Arctic expedition research, who might be connected. The cryptic patterns etched into the key seem to point toward the traces of primordial civilization.
14 years ago, a research team ventured into the Arctic to study life's boundaries. They made an unexpected discovery in an ice cave. According to the surviving documents, the pictographs they recorded in the ice cave bear a striking resemblance to the patterns on the biometric key.
Interesting.
Some members of the expedition team mysteriously disappeared. Others joined the Unicorn research team.
Oh, so that's how
Dr.
he knows
Noah
them.
has a photocopy of the expedition journal. It's incomplete, but he hopes it can help you.
Slay. Signals from deep space, the ether core, the key. The clues form an intricate web into the darkness. It stretches across the boundaries of time and space. Almost unnoticeable, each strand is being woven into place. They're waiting for a singular moment when everything is taut. Hi, Sil. Congrats on first. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Please thank Dr. Noah for me. How's he doing? What about Pi and the others?
He and the animals are doing well. You remembered to ask about the animals.
Thank you
But
for
have
the
you
like,
forgotten
Sil.
something?
Huh? It dawns on me. Do you need special attention too?
Do I look invincible to you?
Thinking about how rare our meetings and calls have been lately, I feel a twinge of guilt. So, how has Zane been lately? Have you slept well? Do you still have nightmares?
I'm doing well.
Slay. For some reason, my words elicit a soft chuckle from Zane.
You've already made time to pick me up after class. And since I'm on my way to work, why don't you walk with me? You can do it as you head back to the Hunters Association.
Smart. Smart. Traffic is at a standstill during the evening rush hour. Fortunately, Axo Hospital and the association are within walking distance, so we decided to continue on foot. Snowflakes dance through the streets as the intersection's traffic light turns red. The flow of vehicles stops. Pedestrians pause on the sidewalk, their heads tilted upward as they wait. They watch the massive holographic display flicker above the intersection.
Ever has officially launched the Fountain of Otame initiative. In addition, we urge all citizens to stay safe while traveling. If there's an emergency, please seek immediate assistance from the evil police or Deep Space Hunters.
Oh shit.
Something happened at Azure Square in Imperial Ring Park. They're saying the Alterum appeared or something.
What?
No wonder the news keeps telling us to be careful lately. Having wanderers around was bad enough. Now we have to deal with the Alterum too.
Did I skip a few chapters? What the hell is an Alterum?
With one disaster after another in this godforsaken world, maybe it should just end already.
I can't help but stifle a laugh. As the light turns green, traffic and pedestrians start moving again.
And for our final story, a medical controversy surrounding protocore syndrome has drawn widespread public...
Oh no. Are Doctors Healing or Killing? And The Future of Protocol Syndrome. These sensational headlines drift past my ears in quick succession. Despite being at the center of this media storm, Zane doesn't even glance at the screen. Yeah, he's getting cancelled. The news keeps using the same stone-faced picture of you from Axo Hospital's website. It's basically decades old at this point.
What? Are you tired of looking at it?
I was just thinking, if Dr. Zane had smiled even 1 pixel's worth in that photo, then maybe these rumors wouldn't have gone so far. Zane tilts his head as if playing along. He shows the tiniest hint of a smile. But no matter what challenges or criticism you face, nothing seems to shake your decisions or judgment.
What about you? Although you're not saying anything, I can tell something is on your mind.
When is there something not on my mind? I've just had a Fast and Furious type show with Silas.
If it's a long story, well, this path might be short, but we can always turn around and walk some more.
True. Nothing ever escapes his notice, huh? After hesitating for a moment, I tell him about what happened to me in the N109 zone. Don't tell Caleb.
Those monsters and that cosmic void in the sky, it's all because of you. You are this world's calamity. We should have destroyed you years ago.
Yeah, that was a lot to take in. That traumatized poor MC. The Gaia Research Center, the Unicorn Laboratory, the Collision Chamber, and the Spatula Core I absorbed into my body. That man's final moments, filled with resentment and rage, remain vivid in my mind. I'm constantly reminded of one thing. I don't belong in this world that I thought I knew so well.
So what you're saying is that they almost put you down in the N109 zone.
I am not a dog with rabies! You didn't have to phrase it like that. He wanted to dispose of me like I was some kind of medical waste. Zane's lips curve into a slight smile as he tucks my cold fingers into his coat pocket. I'm walking down this path now. It's strangely surreal.
Are you more lost now, or more certain?
Both. I'm confused. More lost. Well, my very existence feels too strange. It's almost unreal. But does my existence mean anything in this world if I don't have my power? His hand warms my fingertips, and I gently squeeze it.
Any identity is just a role we temporarily play. It doesn't encapsulate the meaning of one's existence. Even without the identity and responsibilities they assign to you, you've been living just fine.
What if I end up destroying the world one day?
Give me a heads up before you do. I'll make sure to use up all my vacation days first.
What a fucking chat! I don't even blame that guy though. At the last intersection, our brief walk quickly comes to an end amidst the crowd. After we cross the street, we'll return to our work and face the challenges that life has in store for us. A wave of sadness washes over me because we have to say goodbye already. I forced myself to smile. Let's do our best, Zane.
Wait.
Just as I take my hand away from his, he catches it again, then pulls me closer, and I'm almost completely enveloped in his coat. Looking down, I notice he's carrying his laptop bag and a simple, understated gift bag. He takes out a scarf from it. The soft fabric gives off a gentle warm glow under the streetlight. Today's not even a holiday. Why do you have a gift for me?
I didn't have a good excuse. But after hearing about your rather fascinating origin story...
He slightly leans down and carefully wraps the scarf around my shoulders.
Let's call it a celebration of your arrival in this world.
A mix of uncertain emotions wells up inside me. They gradually melt away with the warmth of his touch. Aww. Did you find time in your busy schedule to knit this scarf, Dr. Zane?
I picked it out. Is it not sincere enough?
Oh, I didn't mean. He raises his hand to smooth his disheveled hair. The snowflakes that landed on his forehead slowly melt away.
Whether it's ever or something else, the path you've chosen will be full of challenges. You'll encounter many people with ill intentions. But more importantly, you must be confident about your own choices.
Nah. Nah.
There are certain things that you can never take back.
Yeah. In the vast expanse of the snow, neither of us takes a step forward. Then my first correct choice for today must have been seeing you.
Thank you for choosing me.
I'm a Silas main, my guy. I'm sorry to break it to you. With 10 seconds left on the green light, he waves goodbye with his back turned before walking into the snowy, dusky blue twilight. I watch his figure disappear into the distance before tightening my grip on the documents that stick out of like a sore thumb. Looking around the bustling intersection, I'm surrounded by a constant flood of noise and information. It seems every sound and flash of a screen pushes people toward their next split-second decision. With this key, I might finally unlock the secrets from 14 years ago. They all involve the ether core, or rather my own secret. I take a deep breath and turn toward the street that lead me to the association. Blah la la. Would help if I could read. Heavy snow falls steadily as darkness settles earlier than usual. Standing tall in the heart of the city, Axo Hospital remains brightly lit as always.
Are doctors healing or killing? Exposing the dark truth behind Axo Hospital's division of cardiac surgery? What kind of ridiculous headlines are these?
No, for real though!
Oh, please. Dr. Zane has plenty of connections. He's treated everyone from the mayor to gang members. Besides, Oxo Hospital has plenty of friends in reputable media outlets. If it comes down to a media war, no one can predict the winner.
You don't appear to be very busy.
Everyone instantly straightens up like soldiers at attention once they hear a familiar voice. Nervous, they greet Dr. Zane.
Grayson, contact Dr. Joel at Shansha Hospital and ask him to send over the files for those protocore syndrome patients. We need to develop a new treatment plan for the patient with abnormal symptoms in bed number 12. They were transferred from the ER.
Got it. I'll contact him right away.
We might see more cases with abnormal symptoms. With patients being frequently transferred from the ER, everyone needs to be on call.
Jesus. After methodically delegating the remaining tasks, the staff watches as Zane disappears down the hallway.
Dr. Zane's composure is something else. He's not that much older than us, too. How is there such a huge gap?
It's like the difference between gods and mortals. We can only admire him from afar.
Are they calling Zane a god? I mean, Astra, don't strike us down for this.
Come on, let's get back to work. The best way we can help Dr. Zane is by doing our jobs well.
Hell yeah. Yo, who driving? At 2:30 a.m., Zane gets into his car after finishing work. A notification pops up on his phone. The hospital director approved his application for the medical research project. His phone rings. Zane glances at the screen. It's Dr. Noah.
Zachary just called. He said you want to join the Fountain of Otame research project?
Yes.
This isn't surprising to Zane. He can already imagine the two Axo Hospital higher-ups discussing the matter.
Thank you for convincing the director, Dr. Noah.
When are you leaving?
Tomorrow.
Oh shit.
You decided to do this after returning from Mount Eternal?
Silence fills the air in response, but the answer is already clear.
You make decisions surprisingly fast whenever it involves that incident. I can't tell if the past is a chain that binds you or a force that drives you.
Excuse me, had to sneeze. Zane lowers his gaze, his expression remaining perfectly unfazed. Not a single hint of emotion appears.
Perhaps it's both.
You're still young. You're not alone in this world. Don't try to shoulder everything by yourself.
Before hanging up, Dr. Noah purposefully lets out another exaggerated sigh. Zane lowers his phone. Its light slowly becoming dim in the heavy darkness of the night.
With so many people behind me, I should be the one walking ahead, yes?
Dang, words of wisdom out of this guy. At 3 in the morning, a lone car glides across the wet streets before coming to a stop in front of Maltosio. The store employee has just flipped the sign to closed, but when they turn around, their final customer of the day greets them.
You're just in time, Dr. Zane. 1 minute later, and we would have been closed.
I'm sorry for coming in so late. I'll have 1 sea salt chiffon cake and 1 dark chocolate hazelnut brownie, both of them to go. Yes, for the next month, could you please deliver 1 dessert each day to this address?
A whole month?
You can't do it?
Oh my god.
We can. It's just that you've already reached our highest tier for award points. We can't give you anything else right now.
Nah, man just wants the sweets. Man just wants cake. Give him cake.
Are you going on another trip, Dr. Zane?
Zane nods.
Please deliver the new menu items when they become available. Thank you.
Don't worry. I wrote down the address. Let me just confirm the customer's name one more time. This is the young lady, right?
Yeah, it's me. As he places the dessert on the passenger seat, he notices the snow has already accumulated. It's about an inch deep on the road. The car radio broadcasts tomorrow's weather report. Overcast skies with heavy snow again. Experts have yet to determine the cause of these unusual weather patterns. Zane lowers his head, opens his recent contacts, and carefully writes a message about his departure. As he imagines her reaction, he embraced in a reverie, his features softening with a gentle tenderness. After sending the message, he opens the notes on his phone. The most recent entry was made at 4 a.m. the day before yesterday. First dream. Second dream, Mount Eternal. Third dream, Mount Eternal, William. Fourth dream, chocolate, potted jasmine, gravestone, monster. Fourth dream, too fragmented I can't remember anything clearly. Ever since he returned from Chancia City, these nightmares have appeared more frequently. It's as if fate is sending him omens. Trying to ease the dull ache of fatigue, Zane massages his temples. He turns off his phone, tosses it onto the seat, and grips the steering wheel. Oh, dang. The windshield wipers sweep away the snow, but the snowfall grows heavier by the minute. He can barely see less than 50 meters ahead. When Zane finally makes out the 2 white shapes as a mother and a child stumble along, his car is already dangerously close to them. He jerks the wheel violently to one side. Oh god, I can't read that fast. He jerks the wheel violently to one side, the tail lights cut arcs through the snow, and the car crashes through a wave-shaped guardrail. It comes to an abrupt stop in the strip of green vegetation. Terrified, the mother and child fall. The kid in her arms is covered in crystals resembling a twisted glass sculpture. In the darkness pierced by highlights, Zane sees something approaching, a pair with slow, deliberate steps. Its breath is warm, its presence screaming danger.
Stay back.
It wears human clothes, but there's nothing human about this creature. Crystals have consumed most of its massive body that's hunched over. Strange growths are still pushing through whatever is left of its skin. Its face is twisted into a grotesque expression. The pupils gleam with eerie dark blue. Each step it takes makes the ground tremble.
Stay away!
What the fuck? With trembling hands, the woman covers her child's eyes.
Don't be scared. It's okay. Don't be scared.
What the fuck? Inside the car, Zane's nerves suddenly tense as the ringing in his ears, which has subsided, violently returns. Okay. Sharp spikes grow from the ice materializing in his hand. Zane raises his hand and aims the icy thorns at the monster. The colors of the night silently encroach into power. Oh my god, I can't read that fast. Materializing in his hand, Zane raises his arm and aims the icy thorns at the monster. As the monster raises its hand toward the mother and child, a cold gleam suddenly cuts through the air and pierces its chest. Fragmented ice blooms from the monster's chest, almost covering its entire body. The woman looks up in shock and sees a figure step out from the car. Moonlight illuminates his cold, almost mechanical gaze. As the monster lurches forward, a thin blade of ice instantly materializes in his palm. Sleek like the wind and imitating deadly frost, it flies toward the monster's body in the blink of an eye.
Mommy!
It's okay. Someone's here to help us. Just hold on a little longer.
Jesus fuck me Christ.
Stay awake. Promise me.
Amidst the shattering of icy crystals, everything seems to freeze in time. The monster falls to the ground, and snow flies everywhere, obscuring all visibility. A white mist appears. A violent gust of wind howls and sends ice crystals towards the motionless woman. Still dazed from the recent brush with death, she stares ahead. From the blizzard, footsteps approach. Each step echoes and is like the ticking of a countdown.
Please, save my son. He hasn't turned into a monster yet. He won't become one of them.
What the fuck? The tall man blocks the car headlights and casts a shadow over the mother and child before him. The woman shrinks back in fear, and the chocolate slips from the child's trembling hands. It falls into the snow.
Saving him would be pointless.
How dare you?
Ignoring her anger, Zane bends down and picks up the chocolate and holds it out to her. Ice crystals fall from his fingertips, landing on the chocolate's wrapper. They melt away the blossoming bloodstains.
He's beyond saving.
No! He hasn't turned into a monster. He's still alive.
Heart-wrenching sobs slice the darkness, and clouds once again obscuring the moon. Zane's silhouette quickly dissolves into the snowy night. What the fuck? Wait, the car crash caused Dawnbreaker to come out? Huh? Yeah, sure, why not?
A challenge will always be exciting. Watch out.
Take this.
It's time to serve the main course.
There's plenty to go around. My turn. Go back to the pit you came from.
Look out. It was a piece of cake.
Yeah, we're
Are you
fine.
up for a joyride later?
Where do you want to take me?
Guess.
Step on the gas. Is there gonna be another one? Yep. Me using my fucking R3 level 80 awakened cards.
This will be easy. I'll treat it as a warm-up.
I'm trying not to look down at my tablet, but it's not.
It's time to serve the main course.
There's plenty to go around.
Its attacks are getting stronger. Move.
You won't escape. Silas,
It can't escape.
take this.
It's time to
Let's
serve
go,
the
Silas.
Are you up for a joyride later?
Where do you want to take me?
Guess.
I have heard that video edited on TikTok one too many times. It's great. No, honestly, it's great.
It's time to get moving.
Oh, that's new.
Are you prepared to keep up?
Take this.
It's time to serve the main course.
There's plenty to go around.
Are you up for a joyride later?
I didn't even let him
Where do you want
attack.
to take me?
Guess.
I didn't even let him attack. That thing? Nah, dead. Gone. Dead so. Dawnbreak. Oh my god. I need all the Dawnbreaker girlies here. Jesus fuck, man. So wait, so the car crash oh, that's so... In the early morning, street lamps cast a bright, lonely glow across the snow-covered streets. It makes the city appear deserted. Barely able to keep his eyes open, a boy dozed off in the priority seat. He swayed back and forth during the trip until he finally bumped his head. It was before the bus stopped too.
Ow! Now arriving at Azure Square Station. Please remember to take all personal belongings.
As soon as he gets off the bus, a cold wind mixed with snow hits his face. It washes away his drowsiness. He rubs his eyes. Upon realizing where he is, his gaze instantly lights up.
Juji, wake up! We're here!
The journey between the Arctic and Lincoln City spans thousands of kilometers. After several transit changes, he finally returned to his starting point. After hurrying to a secluded bench and making sure no one's around, the boy carefully sets down his backpack and gives an admonishing pat.
We're back. And you're not allowed to run off this time. Until we find the emissary, we need to stick to our usual plan. Pretend to be a regular dog whenever there are people around. You know, the fluffy kind that humans love to pet. Got it? We'll practice paw shaking later.
I'll practice. You're just a doggy, doggy. The boy awaits for a long while, but there's no response from the backpack.
Shuji?
With a growing sense of dread, he unzips the backpack, only to find a hole and a few tangled tufts of white fur. The wind whistles through the gap. Oh no. Hunters Association, 2 days later. Studying the document Save gave me, I searched through every library and archive in Lincoln City. I try my best to uncover the information about the cosmic civilizations hidden in the biometric key, but every search has come up empty. Several days of running around have taught me one thing, though. Unlocking the key's secrets won't be something I can accomplish overnight. But right now, something else has caught my attention.
These are special pathological cases where the subjects retain a human's physical features, but their consciousness has been eroded. Only primitive aggression and instincts remain. For now, we're designating them as Alterum.
So that's what Alterum is. That makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
These Alterum share one common characteristic too. They were diagnosed with Protocor syndrome.
Oh shit. Protocol syndrome. 2 days ago, I received an unexpected message from Zane at midnight. It was long after we parted ways. I have to go on a business trip. It's not dangerous, but we might not be able to contact each other for a while. Don't worry. P.S. I'm not going to Mount Eternal. These sudden announcements have become the norm. I scrolled through my emojis and sent back a happy snowman with ellipses above its head. The words protocol syndrome act like a signal. They connect my earlier suspicions to create a clear pattern. This is under Zane's field of expertise. Could his sudden departure be connected to the Alterum? The description of the Alterum reminds me of those so-called specimens I encountered in Skyhaven. With the Alterum appearing in Lincoln City, does this mean the Fountain of Atay has entered another phase?
But according to these forum posts, a mysterious figure has appeared these past few days. They strike before the police do, and their codename is apparently Dawnbreaker.
It's Zane! It's Zane!
They always manage to deal with the Otterum before the police can arrive.
Wait, what? Another urban legend?
Shut up. This is the moment half the people have been waiting for.
Focus.
Jenna interrupts the off-topic discussion. The virtual display switches to show some photo of the crime scene.
As for these recent Alterum attacks, the police need a hunter to investigate and detect metaflux readings. Does anyone want to volunteer?
Thinking these clues might help Zane, I raise my hand without hesitation. I'll go, Captain. Oh my god. Blind spot. Oh. North Ring Road. Crime scene. After receiving assistance credentials for my investigation, I head to the North Ring Road that's located in the downtown area. A detective lifts the barricade tape and approaches me. After we shake hands, he leads me to the crime scene.
Thanks for coming out when there's all this snow.
I'd like to say the same thing to everyone else who's here. I set up my precision scanner I brought on the ground and turn it on. Once the scan is complete, the data will upload to the cloud that the Hunters Association can access, then a detailed report will be generated for police use.
Perfect. We've received some of the restored surveillance footage, so we can take a look at it. The surveillance equipment was damaged by the cold, though. I'm afraid the video quality won't be great.
Are we gonna recognize Zane? I thought Lincoln City outdoor surveillance system are designed to withstand low temperatures.
The temperature dropped far below the equipment's tolerance threshold. It's safe to say the damage wasn't caused by natural means.
In the low-quality footage the detective hands me, I managed to spot an unsettling figure lurking in the darkness. The creature's form is distorted. Weapons that look like hooded tendrils grow from its body. Compared to the ones I've encountered before, they seem to have grown significantly stronger. What about Dawnbreaker? Did you catch them on camera? The detective shakes his head.
They managed to avoid being captured by the surveillance system. Meticulous and efficient, I'd say.
As I thought that was in real life for a minute. As I approached the damaged guardrail by the road, my hunter's watch immediately starts blaring an alarm. The initial metaflux readings are extremely high. The Alterum is already similar to a Wanderer.
So that's it then. We should deal with these Alterum before they completely degenerate into Wanderers. Perhaps this so-called serial killer is actually a hero.
The detective gives me a contemplative look.
However, from a hunter's perspective, do you see the Alterum as humans? Or are they monsters that need to be destroyed like Wanderers?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you asking me this morally significant question? The line between humans and monsters depends on whether they've lost control. Once someone loses control, they become a monster capable of hurting others. It doesn't matter how prestigious their status might be.
What a thought-provoking answer.
Exactly. The sharp wail of an ambulance siren cuts through the wind and the snow. It grows louder as it approaches. We both look up, our gazes following it.
Wanderers, Alterum, deep space otome. Sometimes I think about the kind of fantastical world I'm living in. If a disaster even worse than the Chrono Rift catastrophe arrives, how much could humanity really do?
So the authorities are covering this up and classifying it as an accident. They might be trying to prevent the public from becoming even more panicked. He nods before shaking his head.
The Alterum will cause panic, not the murderer.
Seeing my confusion, he smiles.
A blood-stained murderer is more relatable than these abominations. Yay or nay?
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but something about this detective seems off. In any case, the Hunters Association will provide the police with a formal energy analysis report. I should get going now. On my way home, I opened the forum post that Tara sent me a few minutes ago. It's about Dawnbreaker. Let's expose the truth about the mysterious killer who only appears in Snowy Dawn's Dawnbreaker. Has anyone else noticed that the Alterum in Lincoln City have been slowly disappearing these past few days? That's because a mysterious killer has appeared in Lincoln City, the Dawnbreaker. They appear between dawn and sunrise, vanishing without a trace at daybreak, hunting Alterum ahead of the police. Inside scoop, 100% legit information, but don't ask me which insider, I can't say more. No way this is real. Jesus, okay. Dawnbreaker. The Alterum and Dawnbreaker, these names sound like links in a food chain, destined to exist in a perpetual cycle of predator and prey. Those monsters. Come to think of it, I'm not so different from them. Will there come a day when others will try to erase my existence? As this crosses my mind again, I find myself strangely at peace. What was that? I hear a strange noise behind me. When I turn around, I notice paw prints on the ground. What kind of animal left these? A squirrel, maybe? Or a stray dog? Confused, I stand there, but with a white blur darts past my periphery, my scarf suddenly tightens around my neck before vanishing. When I come to my senses, all that's left in the snow is a chaotic trail of footprints. The white blur has already vanished into the darkness around the street corner. My scarf! In the run-down, gloomy alley, only scattered spots of light fall upon the snow-covered ground. A dead end. It took my scarf too. Where did it go? Snow falls silently. My surroundings are quiet. That even the sound of breathing seems jarring.
Are you going to drag me back to the cocoon? I won't return. Wait. You're Dawnbreaker. Just kill me already.
Dawnbreaker. My heart races as I hold my breath and silently move forward. As soon as I turn the corner, I raise my gun at the shadowy figure. And it's Zane! In the dim lighting, several objects coldly flash from the figure's palm. They're ice shards, and they're pinning the teenager's sleeves and pant legs to the wall. Okay. Black crystals cover the teenager's left arm and neck, but he's different from the other test subjects I encountered in Skyhaven. The realization hits me. He's an Alterum.
I said you could kill me, not torture.
I suggest you stay quiet.
That voice. I freeze, hearing a familiar voice, and move my fingers away from the trigger. In a split second, a sharp ice shard cuts through the... I can't read that fast! Ice shard cuts through the air. It barely misses my cheek. Dawnbreaker, like the Grim Reaper, turns to face me with cold indifference. He meets my gaze. Zane? The white creature that had vanished into the snowy night appears from out of nowhere. Oh my god. Appears from out of nowhere and jumps onto Zane. What the fuck? What did I just stumble in on? Hypothermia. I need a Twinkie. I need a Twinkie. Me. There we go. Ow. Taking advantage of Zane being momentarily distracted, the teenager breaks free from his restraints and pulls out a knife from his waist. With desperate wild eyes, he lunges at him. But his wrist is caught and twisted again. The cracking of a dislocated bone echoes through the alley. Dislocated bone.
What exactly is this cocoon you speak of?
Why do you need to know so much?
As if the word cocoon has burnt into his nerves, the teenager suddenly jerks away. He clutches his crystallized left arm and frantically runs to hide behind me. Spotting my gun, he forcefully grabs my hand and turns it, the barrel at it pointing to Zane now.
If you're not going to kill me, then let me go. Stay back.
A flicker of surprise appears in Zane's eyes, but the moment of uncertainty quickly fades and his usual coldness returns. Zane, why are you here? Zane, who should be away on a business trip, is in a remote alleyway in the middle of the night with an Alterum teenager he has addressed as Dawnbreaker to. Something isn't right. Questions pile up one after another in my mind. As I assess the situation slowly, I turn my free hand from the teenager's grip.
You haven't gotten to the point where death is necessary.
Zane and I speak almost at the same time. I'm once again taken aback by the coldness in his voice.
But after tonight, that might change. The crystals will erode your body. Your skin will be split open, and your bones will be ground to dust.
Jesus, okay.
When it reaches your neck, you'll lose your voice. No one will hear you scream.
That's fucking metal, bro. The person I've met before is the same one standing before me, yet this version of Zane feels like a stranger. His voice is cold, his gaze is cold, even his breath is the epitome of coldness. Something seems to trigger a memory in the teenager. His voice trembles as his body curls like a bow being strung back. He buries his face into his knees.
You're right. They all died like that after emerging from their cocoons.
Cocoons?
I want to live. But if I'm going to turn into a monster, what's the point? Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
Zane remains silent. He lowers his gaze as icy crystals silently form from his palm. Is he really going to do this?
A dignified death doesn't exist. Thinking you're in control of the situation by choosing to die, you're only comforting yourself with a lie. Did you escape just so you could die like a dog?
Don't lecture me with that nonsense!
Dawnbreaker! Babes! Hi! We're finally meeting! The teenager straightens up and lunges at me again, his hands trembling uncontrollably as he grips my gun with all his strength, refusing to let go.
You're a hunter. A hunter's gun can kill a monster like me, right? Pull the trigger already!
No! I don't want to choose! Why are you making me choose? I don't want to choose! Fuck it! Fine, if you really want to die, I'll pull the trigger. I raise my gun and aim at the teenager who's still shocked.
You...
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Wait!
Snow crashes down from the wall above the scattered fine particles. The teenager opens his eyes, still shaken, he bites his pale lip. It was fake, just like your death wish, so stop saying you want to die. After several seconds pass, the teenager finally comes to his senses. He nods as if emerging from a trance. I steal a glance at Zane. His expression is completely serene and unmoved. It's as if he's an aloof observer standing at a crossroad between life and death. What the fuck? I move closer to Zane, firmly holding his hand in place, and give the teenager a gentle smile. You heard what he said, right? He said you can't die yet. He's the best cardiac surgeon in the city. If he says there's hope for you, then you can be optimistic about the future.
He's a doctor?
I know you might not look the part right now, but he really is the best in his field. Just don't misunderstand his intentions. You need to go. Now. Bye-bye. The teenager freezes for a moment. As soon as Zane shifts his foot ever so slightly, the teenager spins around and runs away. That's not Zane, babes. That's Dawnbreaker. Late into the night, the street gradually darkens. The light reflected off the snow makes streetlights appear soft and dim. After watching the teenager leave, I turn back to look at Zane, who feels like a stranger. The small anemone of unknown breed stubbornly refuses to let go of his coat. It whimpers and pushes it as he pushes it to the ground again. Now that it's just the two of us and this dog... Anyway, you can tell me what's going on, right? Did your business trip end early, or did Axo Hospital call you back for an emergency? While I'm still asking questions, Zane bends down to pick up the snow-covered scarf. Then he stares at me as if trying to confirm something.
Is this yours?
If I remember correctly, this is the scarf you picked out 3 days ago.
Oh, then it's mine.
As soon as he says this, Zane walks right past me. Why are you suddenly acting like you don't know me?
Should I know you?
Yes?
If there's nothing else, I'll get going now.
But your home isn't there.
I know.
He stops in the snow and gives me a cold glance over his shoulder. His voice is devoid of any emotion.
The subway station is this way.
What the... Heh! Like, don't get me wrong, I read the anecdote, but like, heh, it's been a while. On the empty street, our footsteps crunch in the soft snow. With his tall stature and long legs, Zane strides quickly and widens the distance between us. I have no idea where he's heading or why he's acting like he forgot who I am. All I can do is quicken my pace and catch up to him. Zane, answer me, for fuck's sake. I step in front of him and block his path. A mixture of frustration and disbelief makes my chest tighten.
What's the matter?
That's my line! Has your evil gone out of control again? The puppy whose species I don't recognize catches up to us. Its gaze flits between him and me.
No. I'm perfectly fine.
That doesn't explain shit, boy! That doesn't explain shit! Bruh, a car crash forced him to go full Dawnbreak. Oh fuck, I missed the line. Zane casually brushes me aside and continues. What a dick! Why? Dawnbreaker! You fucking cunt.
I think a couple is breaking up in the middle of the street.
Bitch! Who asked your opinion? The puppy quickly shakes the snow off its body, gives me a sympathetic look, then runs after Zane, who's already walking away. The two figures soon become dots in the snowy night. Whether it's because of frustration or anger, I stubbornly walk away without looking back. But after a few steps, I feel like something's wrong. Wait, the direction Zane's heading in. Where's he going? My heart races as I quickly follow the footprints in the snow. Zane lies unconscious on the ground, his brows tightly knit as the darkness is dragging him down into its depths. Zane? I crouch and shake his shoulders, but he doesn't respond no matter what I do. I can't just leave him like this. I try to help Zane up as my fingers brush against his neck. I feel a layer of frost. It's unnaturally black. Could this be related to his nightmares again? A heavy sense of foreboding weighs on my mind, but getting him out of here comes first. I struggle to support Zane's weight as I drag him along one step at a time. Ay, ay, ay. Why was he talking about taking the subway? This path actually leads to my apartment complex. Yeah, weird, but okay. We don't question Dawnbreaker, not after everything. With his weight pressing against my shoulder, even a usually short walk feels endless. Zane and I practically collapse onto the bed together, the snow from our coats scattered onto the floor. The little white... The little white animal anxiously bounces back and forth on the sofa. I pick it up and gently shake Zane. Jesus. His eyes remain closed. A streak of black silently emerges from his sleeve and creeps along his veins until it reaches the back of his hand. The black ice has appeared on the back of his neck, has already spread to this area. I need to wake him up from this dream, god damn it. I reach out toward the side of Zane's neck and gather my power. Almost instantly, I sense the chaotic surging power raging through Zane's body. Like a force that's been suppressed for eons and is now finally breaking free, a bone-chilling cold surges forth. It makes my entire body shudder. The power within his body is unstable. That's why he's lost consciousness. At that moment, Zane's eyes snap open and grabs my wrist.
What are you trying to do?
Wake you up, broski. You were asleep and... He grabs my hand and pins it, encasing in ice. My wrist is already stuck against the wall once I realize what's happening. You... I take several deep breaths to compose myself. I'm just trying to help you treat the black ice. When did it start appearing?
While I was dreaming.
Okay. He lets go of my wrist and the ice crystals dissolve with it. I guess there's no point in asking. To my surprise, the black frost didn't disappear after our resonance. It stubbornly remains on his body. Nevertheless, Zane appears much better than before. Remembering how cold he felt, I take out a thermometer to check Zane's temperature.
Extremely low temperature detected. To protect the device and extend its service life, the system will be automatically turned off in 1 minute.
What the fuck? What? The reason for the extremely low temperature isn't concerned and tries to prop himself up. Seeing this, I pull out an old-fashioned infrared thermometer and aim it at him. Freeze. I press the sensor against his forehead and playfully pull the trigger.
You're being childish.
Shut the fuck up. As expected, he doesn't move. Beep. Lost in thought, I stare at the screen showing his abnormally low temperature. No wonder all the surveillance cameras at the crime scene were damaged by extreme cold. Even though I'm not sure if it'll help, I take out 2 fever pills and hand them to Zane along with a glass of warm water.
That's medicine.
Yeah, no shit, bro.
It's bitter. I'm not consuming it.
And you called me a fucking child? Are you hearing yourself? You're a doctor. You of all people can't complain about bitter medicine. Well, it must have been the first time in his life. Zane's face shows an expression that can only be described as okay. And? Not knowing how to help him recover, I head to the kitchen and make fresh carrot juice. I doubt it will do anything though. Make him drink it. Drink this instead. It's your favorite.
You know my preferences that well?
Zane seems genuinely thirsty, takes the glass, hesitates for a moment, then chugs it in one go. Well, do you want to give a more detailed review this time? He meets my gaze and the entire glass of carrot juice turns into a solid column of ice in his hand.
It's awful.
Okay, yeah, that's Zane for sure. I see your hatred for carrots is written in your DNA. As the night deepens, the hustle and bustle outside my window gradually fades into silence. I gather every blanket and quilt in the house and stack on top of Zane. Then I crank my heater up.
I'm not cold. I've already told you this.
Yeah, well, I don't
Take
believe
these
you.
blankets away.
No. Why don't you take them off yourself?
I don't have the strength.
And don't move. He purses his lips, only to furrow his brow a moment later.
You've been fussing over me for a while now.
Yeah, and?
Is it for a particular...
You're important to me. Uncertainty flickers in his gaze.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm about to throw hands. I don't want him to see my expression, so I turn away. The real reason is simple, actually. When he falls silent, I push away my chaotic thoughts and turn his cold face towards mine. Dawnbreaker, you're very famous. So don't you dare run away or disobey me, or else I'll...
You'll what?
That's a good question. MC, what are you gonna do? He asks softly. His chin is still tilted up by my hand as his gaze falls to meet mine. I'll make sure you won't live to see tomorrow's dawn. I yank the blanket up to block his voice and gaze into the darkness.
What you described is not the first time this happened to Zane.
What?
I witnessed it once when he was doing research with me at Mount Eternal. He became a complete stranger overnight, and no one knew what happened to him.
Oh shit. I figured this wasn't the first time Zane had been in this state. Dr. Noah's words only confirmed my suspicions. How did he recover from it?
That's something only he knows.
Over the phone, Dr. Noah sounds as troubled as me.
Back then, he ventured deep into Mount Eternal by himself, as if he had something to do there. When we saw him the next day, he had returned to his usual self. The one we all knew. I guess whatever he needed to do was done.
Mount Eternal? That place seems to be hiding a burden that Zane has never been willing to speak about. But my intuition tells me that whatever changed in Zane must have happened before the Mount Eternal incident. Those black ice crystals, seemingly out of reach, they linger somewhere in the depths of my memories. Oh, flashback? When I open the door again, I find a ball of white fur sitting by the bed and wiggling its tail at me. When did you sneak in? As I get closer, I notice the creature is contained within a semi-transparent dome made of an ice evil. It restricts its movements. I don't even need to ask who did this. Zane really doesn't show mercy, huh? The puppy-like animal lets out what sounds like a bark of agreement. I reach out to dispel the evil ice barrier, then I sit down with the creature in my arms. Now closer to Zane, I can see his eyelashes trembling in his deep sleep. They're like the wings of a wary bird that's finally resting at home. I don't know what you're dreaming about, but I hope they're sweet dreams. Good night, Zane. In the stillness of the night, only the white creature notices a faint sound. A subtle energy seems to be flowing. The white animal's ears twitch and look up at Zane and the girl's joined hands. The cold, corrosive sensation gradually fades. A warmth surges through Zane's cold fingertips like water traveling through a leaf's veins. For this soul that's been trapped in nightmares for so long, the unmelting black ice covering his body finally recedes bit by bit. Oh? I'm scared. Dawnbreak! Bruh. The Dawnbreaker arc, man. Oh. Okay.
The investigation into the otome and the unidentified suspect is still ongoing. We urge all citizens to remain vigilant, avoid spreading rumors, and exercise caution when traveling alone at night.
Okay. It's already the next morning when I wake up. Groggy, I prop myself up and press my temples to clear my mind. Beside me, Zane is still asleep. It's a rare sight at this hour. I lean closer and slowly become aware of his steady breathing. I watch as it slightly stirs the fabric across his chest. Poke. So this is the version of Zane that lives on energy drinks and chocolate. This is payback for making me haul you home through the heavy snow yesterday. And this is for freezing my hand to the wall. Holding back my laughter, I give Zane's nose a gentle pinch. Really hurts when you froze my wrist, so I'll pinch your nose for that.
Is messing around with people while they sleep a habit of yours?
No. I feel his warm breath on top of my head. My breath hitches as I meet his slightly wary gaze. Zane? The morning light filters through the curtains and falls onto his tousled hair. Looking into his eyes, I can tell that familiar Zane has returned.
Yes.
Joy wells up inside me as I wave my hand in front of his face. Are you finally awake from your nightmare? He nods and stretches his neck. I can see the black ice on his body has completely disappeared. You're actually back to normal?
You could phrase that differently.
No, I don't think I will. I think I'll phrase it however the fuck I want to phrase it. Before he can say anything, I embrace him. He doesn't pull away and gently wraps his arms around my waist. Congratulations, I'm the first person you saw when you woke up.
Yesterday, when I was in that nightmarish state, did I trouble you?
You were a little childish. You were cold, distant, and had an unpredictable temper. You were even a little childish. But that was still you, wasn't it? I just think of it as seeing another side of you.
Why do I hear a hint of disappointment in your voice?
Seeing that cold and willful side of Zane, even for one night, reminded me of when we barely knew each other. I feel at ease as everything falls into place. A moment passes and I look into his eyes again. How much do you remember about yesterday? Zane rubs his temples and sits up.
It's a little hazy, but I remember most of it.
Including how you froze my electronic devices and hand to the wall, and how you even told me not to be nosy. He glances away for a moment before his gaze calmly returns to me.
I also remember how you stacked blankets on me and did a test with carrot juice.
Your memory is impeccable. So when did these nightmares start?
They became more frequent after I returned from Chansha City.
Oh.
And in those dreams, I always forget who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. The me in my dreams, however, has his own mission to complete.
He presses his lips into a tight line and looks at me. The guilt he feels is clear. For some reason, the scene from last night flashes through my mind again. It stirs up emotions I can't quite name. Well, there's no more black ice on your neck and hands. Your palms are warm too. It's safe to say you passed the physical examination. Welcome back to reality, Zane. I open my arms and wait for him to initiate the hug this time. Zane hesitates before leaning down and wraps his arms around me. Aww. His warm breath brushes against my neck.
Good morning.
Good fucking morning, broski. Before taking Zane home, he accompanies me to the association. I'm going to update them on all my progress on the Ultram investigation. Dawnbreaker vanishes overnight. Some people on the forums joked that he may have been broken by the dawn. The police investigation has hit a dead end, and the restless snowfall is still the biggest obstacle for gathering evidence at the crime scene. While waiting for Zane to finish up shopping, I sit in the car and look at today's news.
Ever, which announced the Fountain of Atay initiative, has revealed the first phase of the project, the Val Sanatorium. According to several reports, Val Sanatorium is using medical pods called rebirth cocoons to treat patients with protocore syndrome.
Oh no! Rebirth cocoons. My mind quickly latches onto the word. I heard this term yesterday.
You're right. They all died like that, after emerging from their cocoons. Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
The cocoons the Ultram mentioned must be these rebirth cocoons. Sensing my troubled thoughts, the white creature pushes his fluffy self from the back seat and settles on my lap. Are you trying to comfort me? Thank you. When Zane woke up, I asked him about this animal. He said it belonged to some distant relatives. As for why he got lost on my scarf and refuses to leave Zane's side, Zane says he's not sure. So what kind of creature are you? I decided to take a picture on my phone and use its image recognition feature. As the screen refreshes, it shows a majestic Baiji, the divine beast of antiquity, knows all beneath heavens and earth. With trembling hands, I cup his face. My gaze travels from his clear eyes to the tiny horns prodding like fresh sprouts near his ears. Okay. As I struggle to find the right word, Zane returns to the car. He has a bag of chocolates and dog food. Since you brought dog food, why don't you keep him? After all, your robot vacuum is the only other living thing in your house. Shouldn't it have a friend?
That won't be necessary. My robot vacuum has its own social life.
My fucking god. Through the windshield, the warm glow of our headlights cuts through the heavy, snowy gloom. A figure is looking around while standing near Zane's house. It's a young boy in plain clothes. He's holding a book in his arms. As soon as we got out the car, the boy's face lit up with excitement and anticipation. He spread his arms wide. Forgotten, the book falls to the ground.
Emissary!
What? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck? The Emissary. How many chapters did the last one have? It had 9. We're on 6 out of 9 for this one, I assume. Or 10, whatever. The unfamiliar teenager rushes towards Zane, who's standing behind me. The mysterious little creature wagging its tail runs over as well. Soon enough, all 3 of them are tangled in a group hug.
Let go of me.
A teenager steps back, then he excitedly scoops up the small animal.
So that's where you went, Shuchi. Why didn't you tell me?
Lol. Watching this harmonious scene between a human and animal, I'm touched, but then I quickly become confused. Whose kid is this? Zane guides the boy behind him.
The son of a distant relative. He loves sci-fi movies and cartoons. I suppose his latest hobby is running away from home. And he's the master of that.
Ah! I lean down to get a better look at the boy. He has delicate features and appears to be around 11 or 12 years old. Do you live in Lincoln too?
Well, you could say that. I live in the Fractal Library.
Excuse me?
In a nearby residential area.
The Fractal Library? I've never heard of it before. Is it a new building? Knowing he's related to Zane, I find myself adopting a gentler, friendlier tone. Is this little guy your pet? What breed? Actually, what kind of animal is it?
He's just a regular pet dog. He's not special. Go on, Shuchi. Bark. That's not the correct sound. Okay, now shake.
The small creature glances at me, then Zane swallows his pride and places a paw in the boy's arm. Zane stands by the wall with his arms crossed. When he sees my skeptical look, he looks away. The boy's face relaxes with relief as his expression shifts to one that says, "I told you so." Can you speak? Maybe I'm the one losing my mind here. Seemingly unable to watch any longer, Zane waves his phone.
I just got a text from his parents. They're going to pick him up.
Already? Can't you stay for a while longer?
I was actually planning to stay for a while.
Zane's sharp gaze sweeps over the boy. I might be imagining things, but the child and the dog freeze.
Right. I wanted to say hello. Uncle Zane will send me home.
Uh-huh. This is suspicious.
Cold. So you should head inside. I'll see him off.
Okay. This is so sus. In the dim daylight, Zane watches the girl wave goodbye when she's out of sight. She's out of sight once she closes the door behind her. The boy catches a snowflake in his palm and silently watches it melt.
Why did you come here?
Hearing the scrutiny in Zane's voice, the boy's expression shifts to match its severity.
7 years ago, you promised to take up the position at the Fractal Library. I traveled here because I'm asking you to fulfill that promise.
You were selected as the emissary of the divine. Astra ordained it, and your nightmare is the greatest proof of this.
Zane speaks before the boy can say more.
I also said that I had my own choices to make and more important matters to attend to back then.
The boy's expression grows serene, and his voice carries a maturity unlike the one from a few seconds ago.
Was becoming that version of yourself in the nightmare also a choice? People think they're making choices most of the time, yet they're unaware that all these options lead to one inevitable outcome. Fate falls upon us like this snow. It is silent and inevitable.
Wait. With the whole Astra thing, is he just gonna become like Forcia 2.0?
And you too are destined to become...
Nope. He trails off, and the only sound that can be heard is nothing more than a barely audible sigh.
Since you haven't made up your mind, there's no point in me staying here any longer. But...
The maturity and composure vanish as the boy's voice shifts to a more childlike tone.
I left the excesses bracelet you made for me at the library. Can you make me another one, please?
Oh my fucking god. This kid, bro. After a resigned sigh, an ice bracelet materializes around the boy's wrist.
Thank you, emissary. I'll take my leave now. In any case, you're welcome to find me at the Fractal Library in Lincoln City. I'll be sure to visit you again as well.
Okay. The boy slightly raises his hand, and his fingertips touch the air as a geometric shape gradually unfolds. He bows before stepping into the door woven from countless folded dimensions.
The emissary is a liar. I counted every single day for 7 years.
As if drawn to his accusation, the wind and the snow seem to flow through the vanishing door. They're silent. Shit! What the fuck? What the actual fuck just happened? The snow ceases, and Zane remembers the first time he entered the Fractal Library. Even though it's called a library, its exterior was remarkably ordinary. It was a building nestled in a quiet corner of Lincoln City's silent streets. The young boy begged him again and again, so he pushed open the slightly weathered wooden door. Oh shit, we've seen this in the myth. There were neither bookshelves nor defined boundaries. Instead, an endless garden of intertwining paths appeared before him. And the library, that seemed to belong to another world, stood at the point where the paths converged. As soon as Zane stepped into the backlight, he raised his head and saw the countless bookshelves. They reached toward the tower summit where sunlight poured in. The library's shelves were endless. They were like stairs that led to another dimension. Then a young person approached them and claimed that Zane and the young boy were the administrators of this place. In addition, Zane was destined to become the Fractal Library's owner. The young person told him that the Fractal Library, which stood at the intersection of dimensions, didn't really exist in any galaxy. It didn't belong to any civilization either. And each book in the library contained the fate of the world. Zane wondered if his own fate was among them. Perhaps his nightmares were hidden within a page in these large volumes from the moment he pushed open the door. The one night he returned home from the library, Zane had a different dream. In that unfamiliar world, he wore robes as he walked in a very tall tower. He was leafing through the ancient tome. Between his pages lay a jasmine petal from the spring day, and that spring day belonged to a timeline he had erased with his own hands. It would forever remain unknown to anyone. Wait. Hold up. So, like, did he have dreams about Forcia as well? That's the question, isn't it? Did he have dreams about being the Forcia? Or is he about to become the Forcia? Regardless, Astra is still a dick. Just as Zane enters the house, I finish roasting the tangerines he bought. When I glance out the window, I realize the snow has finally stopped. Did your relative leave already? He must have a strict family.
Yes, he needs to go home and write his reflection paper.
There's a distant quality to Zane's voice. I sit down beside him and hold out a hand and hold out one of the roasted tangerines. I can't read. Take it. The weather is perfect for roasting tangerines. Try it. He stares at me for a long time before finally eating a piece of the tangerine.
You don't want to know what happened during the past few days when I disappeared?
If the explanation is going to be filled with medical jargon, then no. As for the rest, Zane will tell me when he wants to, and if he doesn't want to, that's his choice. He can't help but smile at my deliberate emphasis on the last words. He takes the half-peeled tangerine from my hands. Soon after, the warm orange slice is brought to my lips.
I said goodbye 3 days ago because I had accepted Carter's invitation.
Oh?
I'll be joining the Fountain of Otame research project.
Huh? Seeing me choke and cough several times, Zane raises his hand to pat my back.
It's ultimately an excuse. Something unexpected happened, and the nightmare arrived before I could carry out my plans. Lately, Oxo Hospital has received a large influx of unusual cases involving protocore syndrome patients.
Uh-huh.
Some died shortly after hospitalization. Others transformed within a month and became...
An Ultram. Zane nods.
All these patients had recovered at Val Sanatorium after entering a medical pod called the Rebirth Cocoon.
Val Sanatorium, according to the news report this morning, is the first phase of the Fountain of Otame.
Carter told me that Ever will soon hold a press conference to demonstrate the Rebirth Cocoon's effectiveness to the public.
Wouldn't that mean more unsuspecting Protocore Syndrome patients will go to Val Sanatorium?
We can't let them do as they please. I want to stop Ever's plans, not just for the Protocore Syndrome patients.
Zane trails off as he lowers his gaze.
I want to make amends for a mistake. One that should have been corrected years ago. Yet it still haunts me to this day.
What mistake? I realize that for Zane, this carries a greater, more painful significance.
I know I disappeared without a word before, but will you come with me this time?
Asking me like that isn't fair. I know he helped me so many times before, and I'd agree to any request he makes. It's just, I still need a reason. Now that he's finally revealing everything to me, I won't let him have his way so easily. What's in it for me? The whereabouts of the ether core, dirt on Ever, or more leads about that biometric key? A few sweet words aren't enough for me to risk my life with you. I need a more tempting reason. I tap his chest. Do you have anything else that might interest me?
I want you to come with me.
He grabs my wrist and gently moves his hand to press my fingers into his palm.
And I selfishly believe that if I asked you, you'd do it.
And how am I as a people pleaser meant to deny that now? Dazed, I see something flicker out of the corner of my eye, a fluffy white tail. Zane and I turn around at the same time. Aren't you supposed to be with your owner? Crouched near the robot vacuum, it whimpers. Those clear, innocent, round eyes look at me first, then at Zane.
You're staying here to watch the house.
That thing's gonna watch the house. In the white testing facility, a row of circular medical pods lines the room. Surrounded by soft silvery light, they float in the air, their translucent walls gleam with tranquility. Exquisite and graceful, like meticulously crafted chrysalids, they pulse and contract with a rhythm of beating hearts. At any moment, it seems their contents might break free and soar towards the sky. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. It's been a while since I've used a different fighting companion that isn't Silas.
Concentrate.
Oh. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. My turn.
Offense.
Is the best defense. I'll show.
Watch out.
I'm okay. Let's take it down first.
Let's go.
Okay.
It is weak. Now's our chance.
It's so rare that I would use a non-5-star companion to fight.
Dr. Zane.
Fall back. It recovers. Be careful.
I dashed!
Let's go.
Okay.
Victory is within reach.
My turn.
Be ready for its next move. Watch out.
I'm okay. Let's take it down first.
Leave it to me.
I'll show you.
It's dangerous. Come back.
Zane.
Here it comes. Let's go.
Ay, ay, ay.
It is weak. Now's our chance. Let's call it a day.
I'll give it a taste of our strength. We did it.
Slay! Oh, look at that. 3 stars first try. Let's go. You know what sucks? I love the 4-star companions in this game so much. But it's just like, you know, when you get 5-star companions, even at least the standard ones, they're just flat out stronger. You use up never using the 4-star ones again. And it sucks. I miss the simplicity sometimes. The next day. After driving west on the highway for 2 hours, patches of green vegetation appear amidst the desolate landscape. Looking through the window, I can see the distinct, distant dome of Val Sanatorium loom in the morning mist. After yesterday's events, we decided to tour the sanatorium as visitors to investigate. The Fountain of Atay, the rebirth cocoon, the press conference, none of these can be tackled in a single move. However, we can assess the situation first before planning our next move. We're almost there. Are we almost there? I can't read. I feed the last cookie to Zane as he drives. He nods and takes a moment to gather his thoughts before speaking.
There are things I need to tell you. The technology used in the rebirth cocoon is from a research project Carter and I worked on when we were in medical school.
Oh?
Back then, I began researching the application of protocors in implantable devices under Dr. Noah's guidance. It was also something I was interested in personally.
Because he became a doctor to save MC.
At first, the research progressed smoothly. Yet when we started doing experiments, We need to stop researching this. The protocore energy has completely corroded the heart. Our experiment failed.
But the heart started beating again. It just grew some black crystals, that's all.
Oh.
Did you know? The lab mouse we performed a protocore implant surgery on transformed into a wanderer and devoured its fellow test subjects.
How is that a good thing?
Zane, our experiment wasn't a failure. We succeeded!
Carter, you fucking dick.
We've discovered humanity's next evolutionary form!
No. No. That's not what you did. That's not what you did. You creating the fucking apocalypse. This is how the zombie apocalypse starts. I know. This is...
We definitely need to visit that barbecue place near the campus tonight to celebrate.
No.
The experiment didn't lead to new life. It turned people into wanderers, minions of a protocore.
Uh-huh.
It was a Pandora's box that should have remained sealed.
And now Carter's using that knowledge for whatever the fuck this is, I guess. Am I right?
I destroyed all the related research data that day. I hope to keep this truth buried forever.
Uh-huh. But Carter didn't see it that way, huh?
No. He named it X-Heart and took it to Xander Sciences. It was later implemented in the rebirth cocoon, which is the first step in the Fountain of Atay.
Ay. After finishing his story, Zane falls silent. However, his grip on the steering wheel indicates he's still caught in his memories. This is the mistake you wanted to make amends for. Not wanting him to dwell on the past, I clear my throat and lighten the mood. I used to think about how, if we had gone to the same university, I would have dragged you out to have fun every single day. We'd watch the flowers bloom in the spring, enjoy the summer rain, collect autumn leaves, have snowball fights in the winter. But based on what I've heard, you must have been too busy to do any of that with me.
Not at all. In our lab, we always said it's best to take a 4-hour break while data is being collected. Then we can see the results after. So during those times, I would have been available at least.
Oh shit. My bad, that's the alarm for my bins. Come on.
I was joking. If you were there, I would have always made time for you.
Aw, bless. How nice. How sweet and nice. A car turns on a newly paved road, passes a sign that reads Val Sanatorium, and comes to a stop in the parking lot.
I'm not familiar with the sanatorium's interior layout. If you encounter any danger during this visit, remember not to go in alone.
Don't worry, I'm a professional. While I speak, I catch a glimpse of White approaching us. Carter, who's here to receive us, wears a casual white business suit, only a navy blue butterfly pin adorns his collar.
Have you been waiting long, Zane?
No.
No, we just got here.
Isn't this the guy that tried to flirt with MC as well? I'm about to deck him. Carter leans down toward the car window. Upon seeing me, his eyes crinkle and his smile widens.
When Zane called about needing 2 visitor passes, I had a feeling you'd be accompanying him.
Bitch. I compose myself, smiling politely. I step out of the car, but just as I'm about to speak...
Let's skip the pleasantries and head inside.
Yeah, good idea. That's a good idea. Oof. Following Carter, we enter the long corridor that connects the parking lot to the sanatorium's lobby. My gaze falls onto the emblem at the entrance. Under the curved shape are the following: Eternity Vanquishes Evolution Restraint Group. Without a doubt, this is Eva's logo. Carter activates the scanner and a white light immediately sweeps over Zainami, a cheerful electronic female voice speaks.
Visitor identification verified. Zane. I am Telomere, the AI management system of Val Sanatorium. Welcome to our facility. We hope you have a good day here at the sanatorium.
The doors. The doors? The doors slide open and we enter the first floor lobby of Val Sanatorium. Pristine white surrounds us. The ceiling is adorned with white surface, seamlessly integrated with the resist lighting system along its edges. Beneath our feet, a gentle light bathes the white marble floor and illuminates every corner of the lobby. This place seems...
bright yet oppressive.
Yes. Pristine, silent, and unchanging. It's as if time itself stands still within these walls. In this environment, Zane and I stand out like two stains on an otherwise white canvas. A few doctors in white lab coats pass by, although they were quietly discussing patients' medical conditions, they nodded in Carter's direction.
Since Zane personally asked me for visitor clearance, I should give you two a proper tour.
Side by side, we follow Carter as he leads us to the reception desk and in the center of the lobby.
I see the Fountain of Otome finally caught your interest. All those phone calls over the past month weren't in vain.
Huh?
But I'm curious. What made you change your mind?
Carter stops in his tracks by the reception desk. He turns around, his signature smile returning with narrowed eyes.
You kept talking about humanity's future. I wanted to see if it would actually come to pass.
Oh.
Besides, nobody knows Exhard better than me.
Carter's eye twitches. After a long silence, he finally erupts into a fit of laughter and shatters the lobby's tranquility.
Good, good. You've convinced me. Everyone deserves a second chance at redemption. Remember, Zane, I gave you this chance.
How is this permission to shoot, Carter?
And what about you, Miss Hunter?
When I receive this question, I deliver a carefully prepared response. Since Zane is joining a research project, I wanted to see what it's all about. Carter tilts his head to the side. His gaze flits between Zane and me before settling on Zane. The amusement in his eyes is obvious.
I see. Even the strongest relationships need a solid foundation. I'll make sure you get a good position here.
He turns around and shakes the brochure stand next to him. The neatly arranged brochures scatter in disarray, and he pulls out 2 copies with a smile and gives them to us.
The only downside to this place is that it's too by the book. But I guess that doesn't really affect you, Zane.
Huh? It's about complicated medical cases. The thin booklet methodically categorizes various diseases that conventional medicine has yet to cure. It's like a university department, and the facility's patients are eager students with a thirst for knowledge. A commotion breaks out in the distance. I look up. What is it? What is it? It's a group of elegantly dressed visitors led into the lobby by a receptionist. They're being guided upstairs for a tour. On the staircase leading to the 2nd floor, several patients in white hospital gowns are walking down the steps. I expected to see many high-profile figures in this place, but even then, I never thought I'd see her. Kieran, who's 43 years old, is a war correspondent. She won numerous prestigious journalism awards. She spent years reporting from the front lines, faced countless life-threatening situations, and has earned a large amount of respect in society. A year ago, she was attached by a wanderer, got protocol syndrome, and rarely appeared in public since then. I've met her a few times at Axo Hospital. I heard she's also one of Zane's patients.
Dr. Zane, it's been a while.
Noticing us, she comes up to say hello. Zane acknowledges her with a slight nod.
Ms. Karen?
Oh, it's pronounced Karen. I thought it was Kieran. Someone of her caliber choosing Ever. That's probably the best endorsement they could ask for.
I heard that when she left Axo Hospital, she had less than 2 months to live. Her daughter had just learned to say mama when you handed her a death sentence. How cruel.
Dr. Carter, the patient in room A504.
Carter gestures for us to wait a moment. Then he takes a few steps to discuss something with the man at the front desk. Noticing my silence, Zane stops in his tracks.
What are you thinking about?
It's nothing. I just realized that Eva seems to have a knack for exploiting human vulnerabilities by any means necessary. How else could they gather people from different backgrounds and beliefs to make them devoted to a single cause?
The key to obedience isn't promising heaven, it's using hell as a threat. After all, everyone fears illness and death.
Who are you? Footsteps, accompanied by a familiar voice, approach from behind. I turn.
We meet again, Miss Hunter. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Benedict, the director of Val Sanatorium.
So you weren't a fucking investigator? You... From what I remember, he had another identity. I met him at the place where the Eltram died. You're the detective who spoke to me that day.
I'm honored you remembered me, Miss Hunter.
He smiles, not with the embarrassment of someone whose identity has been exposed, but with the composure of a performer waiting for his audience reaction to a grand reveal. Alarm bells ring in my head, but he quickly shifts his placid gaze to Zane.
It's been a while, Dr. Zane. Welcome aboard.
What the fuck is going on? What in the ever-loving fuck? No, 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 no. I'm just gonna let this auto battle, I think.
A challenge will always be exciting.
Even though this isn't his plot line.
It's time to serve the main course.
I can't be fucked to change the teams.
Not bad. Let's settle this in.
No.
You're too close. Are you up for a joyride later?
Where do you want to take me?
Guess.
I hear that voice line way too fucking much. The thing is, I rarely end up using Relentless Conqueror now that Abyssal Sovereign's a thing. Like, I build all of my cards for Abyssal Sovereign. I don't know if it's good or bad.
A challenge will always
I'm
be
gonna
exciting.
take a drink while that's going on.
It's time to serve the main course.
There's plenty to go around. Silas.
It can't escape. You're too close. That's my...
Take this.
It's time to serve the main course.
Your plan worked again.
With you here, I only need one plan. Yeah, we don't need an emergency. Who needs an emergency plan these days? Oh, we have one more chapter to go. Oh my god, I'm not ready! I'm not ready!
It's time to get moving.
Oh, it's that fucker. I hate that. I hate that thing with a burning passion.
There's plenty to go around.
Are you up for a joyride later?
Where
do you want to take me?
Guess.
Bear with me. I'm just checking two small little things. Okay. Next. Snow fades at dawn. Rebirth cocoon. Oh god! Benedict extends his hand as a friendly gesture. Zane barely returns the handshake before quickly withdrawing.
Wait, you two know each other? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Because it's none of your fucking business, Carter, is it? Now fuck off and go back to whatever the fuck you were doing.
Dr. Zane and I met at Mount Eternal. However, it was a brief encounter.
I remember. I didn't expect us to meet again here.
When Benedict is introduced, I learn that he was once disguised as a distinguished doctor. No, I learned that he was once a distinguished doctor. I can't read. He served as a mentor for a group of new recruits during the Battle of Mount Eternal. However, he withdrew from the position at the halfway point for personal reasons.
We're not officially open to the public yet, but this sanatorium has already become the preferred choice for many patients. As the director, I'm truly grateful that everyone has embraced the philosophy of the Fountain of Otame.
Uh-huh. Through the glass walls lining both sides of the corridor, the sanatorium's new patients can be seen. They're undergoing a physical examination. Each patient is accompanied by their assigned medical staff member. The checkups proceed quickly with virtually no waiting time. When you hear rebirth cocoon, what comes to your mind?
Metamorphosis.
Outside the ascending elevator, the stark whiteness gradually gives way to green. A vibrant green garden appears before us. And suddenly everything clicks. When someone returns from death's door, and this is the first thing they see, the crescent-shaped corridor encircles a towering tree, surrounding by emerald-like grass, dotted with vibrant flowers. The area overlooks a circular azure lake. It feels like they've been given a second chance at life.
To be frank, we need Dr. Zane's help to improve our experiment's success rate.
Oh shit. He speaks as if he's discussing statistics rather than a matter of life and death. If there's still room for improvement, shouldn't you inform your patients about the so-called success rate?
They're aware.
Oh.
The patients who've been given terminal diagnoses voluntarily agreed to participate in the experiment. It's a deal with mutual consent. Besides, who would choose to wait for death's certainty when given the chance to roll the dice of fate?
I hate to admit that he does have a point.
3rd floor.
Unfortunately. As the elevator doors open, an unexpected gust makes me squint. Before me, an unfamiliar white corridor. It's empty and clean. The corridor is lined with separate rooms on both sides, and through their semi-transparent glass, I see egg-shaped experimental pods. Here are the rebirth cocoons. Their mysterious nature has been revealed. Mounted on base lined with energy circuits, they emit a gentle glow. Contrary to what we expected, Carter and Benedict seem quite willing to show us everything. Yet, what we see feels like a meticulously crafted exhibition for the visitors. The light bathes everything in soft, warm tones to create a sort of cocoon effect. Even the air filtration system can be adjusted to simulate different scents based on mood. Every detail was made to spark desire for life and create the illusion of truly being alive. A soft hum fills the air as fluorescent blue energy flows through the tubes and rapidly enters the chamber. The connected monitor displays the rebirth cocoon's interior in real time. Inside, a young girl receives treatment, clutches her chest. She takes deep, labored breaths. Pain covers her already paled face as she breaks into a cold sweat. Her hands tremble and she soon starts convulsing. Seconds after the device activates, her breathing steadies at a remarkable rate. Her convulsions stop. As time passes, her breathing finally becomes regular. Exhausted, she closes her eyes and seemingly drifts into a deep, dreamless slumber. The video feed sparkles with light as text appears to indicate the treatment is complete. Benedict presses a button on the wall and the treatment room's glass returns to an opaque, milky white state.
Dr. Zane, these should interest you the most. The treatment consists of 7 sessions. Patients show significant improvement in health indicators after each one.
He hands over a document that contains experimental data from several test subjects. Zane's gaze lingers on the first page for half a second before turning to Carter, who's standing to the side with a self-satisfied look.
I won't be sugarcoating anything.
Oh shit.
Your experiment has failed to meet its objectives. You've lost control of the cellular mutation process.
You could have used a little bit of sugar.
Nope, man only eats sugar. He doesn't
Zane,
give it.
the rebirth cocoon is our most successful experimental product to date. Our ultimate goal is to achieve humanity's perfect form through genetic and cellular reconstruction.
But it didn't work yet, has it? Without a hint of emotion, Zane glances at him. Then he taps the data success rate column with his knuckles.
These numbers are far from perfect.
Someone's using his expertise well.
As the creator of X-Art, I can tell you that your so-called success merely uses the existing technology to temporarily delay the disease's progression. And if it fails, there's a likely chance that the patients will transform. Then they'll begin to turn into wanderers.
Every treatment carries risks. If we only relied on your safe methods, then...
Zane closes the file and hands them back to Benedict. His expression remains calm throughout this exchange.
Of course. I understand you're challenging the impossible. That's why I decided to join. I enjoy challenging the impossible.
Oh. As they continue their thoughtful verbal sparring, my gaze is drawn to a curved floor-to-ceiling window beside us. Outside, patients in white hospital gowns walk across the verdant lawn. They create an unexpectedly peaceful scene. At that moment, my heart detects a strange energy. It pulls me forward. This feeling is just like before when I was in the ruins of the Gaia Research Center. I gently nudge Zane. He understands and takes a step to converse with Benedict and Carter. Then he successfully leads them away. After making sure no one's around, I'd slip into the descending elevator.
You're not allowed in there, miss.
I see.
You can't go there either. Miss? Visitors are restricted to the public areas on the first and second floors. We aim to respect our patients' privacy.
I turn to meet the receptionist's polite yet wary gaze and nod. All right then, I'll head back. It's that way, right? I point to the spot in the distance. Confused, the receptionist turns to look, and I prepare to make my escape. But I'm yanked. Oh, what? The faint energy I've sensed disappears. No! Who did it? Who fucking did it? Who is the dick? In the hallway, the receptionist has finally noticed my disappearance and is looking everywhere for me. The sliding doors close. I turn around, cautious, only to find myself face to face with someone familiar.
You're the young lady who accompanied Dr. Zane.
Miss Karen?
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Karen, a patient with protocore syndrome.
A sliver of light from the outside filters through the Venetian blinds. It illuminates... Oh, fuck. It illuminates her gentle features. She extends her hand, thin yet sturdy, towards me. I politely return her handshake.
I know you and Dr. Zane are here to investigate the Fountain of Otame. Or rather, the rebirth cocoon.
God, she's smart.
However, the press conference for it is coming up, and you're not the only ones keeping an eye on things.
You said exactly what I was thinking. Are you also undercover to gather information? She nods, but after a moment passes, she shakes her head.
Sort of. My original reason for coming here was simple. I wanted to live. Isn't it strange? After all, I was a war correspondent who once risked everything on the battlefield. Yet, after returning to civilian life, I'm afraid of death. I even believed in far-fetched promises.
When it comes to matters of life and death, I have no right to judge, let alone interfere with others' choices. Yet, I also wondered if I were a patient, would I pin my hopes on this experiment despite knowing full well how absurd it is? But I hesitate, unsure if I should reveal what I know.
You want to say that this experiment is turning people into monsters. Those things called the Alterum. I was there during the Battle of Mount Eternal.
Oh,
I saw
shit!
people transform into monsters with my own eyes.
Well, at least she knows, I guess.
Whether you're trying to stop it or investigate it, 2 people won't be enough to treat this as a simple matter.
She turns around and opens a drawer, takes out a small, elegant notebook and hands it to me.
This may seem sudden, but I need your help. And I believe you might need mine as well. It'll be necessary to prevent this press conference from taking place.
Oh! Oh, we're trying to... Okay. We're doing a heist. But why would you... Questions flood my mind, but I can't find the right one to ask.
As it stands, I'm their most successful test subject.
That visitor just disappeared around here.
The receptionist I managed to take off her... to shake off earlier hurries towards us. Karen responds with a slight smile.
Take this with you. When you get out, tell them you saw the patient in room A107 faint. You were just escorting me back to my room.
I understand. Thank you. Shit. Okay.
Miss, how did you end up here? Is there anything I can help you with?
The patient in room A107 just collapsed. You should check in on her. While skeptical, the receptionist quickly summons the doctors and nurses. The quick response suggests Karen's presence carries a special weight here. For my first visit to the sanatorium, uncovering these crucial leads is more than I could have hoped for. As for those secrets that lie deeper in the shroud of mystery and finding a way to stop Carter and Benedict's plans, that will take more time. I wonder how Zane is doing. I should act like I don't know anything when I meet up with him. Pushing these thoughts aside, I carefully hide the notebook on my person before heading toward the main white building. As the tour is about to end, Carter is once again urgently called away by his assistant.
As the creator of Exhart, seeing your technology destroyed because of a momentary lapse in judgment. Do you feel regret or disbelief? I had imagined both reactions, yet I see neither on your face.
You must have been away from the operating room for too long, Mr. Benedict. You seem to have forgotten that showing emotions on one's face is the most ill-advisable thing a doctor can do.
Benedict smiles and chooses to ignore the sarcasm. Good.
I'll be honest. I don't trust you, Dr. Zane. But no one else has your outstanding qualifications and experience. It's precisely why I want to bring you on board, even when I know you don't agree with our philosophy.
Since you're being candid, Mr. Benedict, I'll also discard the pleasantries. As I've said, I want to challenge the impossible. We each have something to gain, no? This collaboration could work.
Oh.
Is challenging the impossible your only reason?
Yes.
Will you really let others handle your life's work? Don't you want to find out who created those Alterum?
You certainly enjoy speculating about others' feelings.
Oh.
I just can't help but wonder. If your bold experiment back then was completed, would the results have been different? In any case, Miss Hunter will tell you about her impressions of the tour after she's done with her disappearing act.
The clamor from downstairs seeps through the window and causes subtle vibrations in the air. Calm as always, Zane meets his gaze.
I look forward to our cooperation in the future.
He clocked onto the No, no. Shit. He clocked onto the disappearing. Just like that, our first tour comes to an end. After leaving the sanatorium, life with Zane seems to have returned to normal. Barely finding a moment's rest, he rushes between Axo Hospital and the sanatorium. For the thing being ever seems preoccupied with their grand vision with the Fountain of Otame. The leads related to the ether core have gone cold. Meanwhile, protocol syndrome cases are multiplying at an increasing rate. Axo Hospital's emergency room is constantly overwhelmed. Medical teams worldwide continue to test new treatments, but the results remain disappointingly ineffective. It's as if a deity somewhere in the cosmos, and uncertain about the world's fate, keeps listlessly rolling the dice again and again. Emergency room.
Aren't you supposed to save people's lives? My wife is critically ill, and you're just letting her die.
Where's Dr. Zane? Isn't he the leading expert on protocore syndrome? Why can't he see us first?
Doctor, my child was perfectly fine yesterday. Why did the condition worsen?
In the break room for the division of cardiac surgery, the doctors and nurses can finally get a few minutes of rest. Exhausted, they slump into their chairs.
We're humans, not gods. We want to take care of everyone too.
In 3 days, Ever will officially unveil the rebirth cocoon at their press conference.
I don't
it
like
is
this.
designed to treat protocore syndrome. We interviewed Ms. Karen, one of the first patients who underwent this treatment. She will appear at the press conference. We might be witnessing a medical revolution. Only time will tell.
Doubt. Everyone remains silent as they watch through the transparent partition in the door. From the corridor, they observe Zane's focused expression.
Isn't Dr. Zane supposed to be on leave?
Officially, maybe. I bet he's just busy with other projects.
Things just aren't the same without Dr. Zane here. Seeing him around makes me feel at ease. It doesn't matter how exhausted I am.
Someone has a crush on Zane. Oh my god. Don't let the Zane girlies see you, hun. Yvonne lets out a deep sigh and turns to open the storage cabinet. With practiced ease, she breaks 2 dietary glucose sticks and hand out her colleague behind her.
Let's eat these and give it our all.
Clank. 7:10 p.m.
Doctor, if I get sick, will I turn into a monster?
No.
Really? Lou from the bed next to me said these crystals will eat us and turn us into big monsters.
Dr. Zane, I'd like to process my child's discharge papers. If you could...
Lexi's condition has shown improvement. I advise you not to transfer hospitals at this time.
But everyone's saying Ever has a new treatment. We really want to try it.
Oh. Oh no. 2:20 a.m.
The pulmonary artery aneurysm has ruptured. There is insufficient blood volume for circulation. Dr. Zane, we can pronounce the time of death.
Uh-oh. That's not gonna look good, is it? Oh no, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Time of death. 2:23 a.m. Notify the family.
Wait, oh no, they're gonna be fucking pissed. I don't want to listen to them being pissed. I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that. Using the wall to support himself, a teenager in a warm green hoodie staggers along and stops to catch his breath after each step. Every organ feels twisted and turned inside out. His nerves scream from agony and pain. They threaten to rob him of the strength to stand. His vision blurs as he collapses against the wall. His arms shake uncontrollably as he tries to brace himself. Something races beneath the skin.
I'm not a monster. I don't want to become a monster.
The violent urge surges through him once more, and he stares at his hands. They're covered in sharp crystals. He's fighting against the impulse to plunge them into his own heart. Yet, he can't bring himself to do it. Cold snowflakes fall onto his body as he reached a fever pitch. A man's steady footsteps approach. He stands at the edge of the road, his tall figure nearly blocking out all the light from the street lamps. The teenager can still make him out, however. Dawnbreaker!
You're the killer. Or the doctor. We meet again.
This isn't a coincidence. I'm here specifically because of you.
Is that so? Am I turning into a monster?
Maybe. He forces his eyes to close for a moment, even his vision is starting to blur. The man, clad in black, slowly approaches him. The teen falls, an unexpected sense of peace.
I knew you'd save me.
Just as something foreign bursts through the skin to strike at the man before him, the teen hears the crystalline sound of ice forming behind his ear.
It'll be over soon.
The patient in room A103 is experiencing memory loss, continual emotional detachment, and exhibiting behavioral patterns that differ from usual. 3 days after entering the rebirth cocoon, the boy from room A210 disappeared without a trace. The patient from room A379 experienced a violent episode while awaiting treatment. The rebirth cocoon's performance has improved. I was chosen as the ideal test subject. They believe I'm the closest to success.
The notes Karen gave me consist almost entirely of observation reports on other test subjects. Her journalist instincts made her distrust this research project from the start. She had already noticed something off about it. This is... The worn, creased photo slips out from between the notebook pages. Its edges reveal countless times it's been handled. In this photo, Karina's holding a little girl who's no more than 3 years old, both of them smiling at the camera. Is that her daughter? I quickly understand why she wants to live despite her doubts in this project. When did you get back? A breaking dawn appears outside the window as the sky grows brighter. Perhaps it was my imagination, but I think I see those thin black crystals on his arm again. But when I move closer to check, it seems I was imagining things. Zane watches me without saying a word. I realize that I only came over last night to help with... I forgot how to pronounce that thing's name. But I got so caught up in analyzing the clues I accidentally fell asleep on the couch. Sorry, I went a little overboard when I made myself at home. A moment passes and a faint smile tugs at the corner of his lips.
Is there a passcode in this house that you don't know?
I clear my throat and hand him the notebook. I try to prevent us from getting sidetracked. In any case, I believe Karen's the best lead we have right now. Recently, Eva has made public announcement about their best test subject, who will make an appearance at the press conference. Unlike those big spenders and socialites, Karen has a positive approachable image. She has a good reputation in the eyes of the general public. They're trying to use her to build public support and convince more people to believe in their cause. By giving me these notes, she probably hopes I'll help her stop the press conference, or even put an end to the project altogether. So I thought, for a while I've been talking to myself, and then he hugs me from behind. Aww. Zane?
Yes, I'm listening.
His embrace is gentle, as if the slightest touch might shatter something fragile. Did something happen?
It's cold.
To think someone who's like snow could feel chilly, I pause before turning around to embrace him. I'll stop talking about Eva. But if you're really tired, please, please make sure you rest properly. Will you do that for me? There are less than 36 hours remaining until the press conference for the Fountain of Otame. Before returning to the sanatorium to stop it, Zane and I quickly come up with a plan. I need to approach Miss Karen before the figure out a surefire way. Meanwhile, Zane, who is already connected with the core researchers, will cover for me. Whether it's disease, wanderers, or the Ultram, they'll all stem from humanity's instinctive fear of things beyond their control. The deeper this fear takes root, the more likely people are to mistake absurdity for miracles. And whenever appears as a savior, they will gain a congregation of devout followers. It almost sounds like a cult. Zane, the energy source I detected wasn't my imagination. I'm still not confident in utilizing the spatula core, but another visit might help us discover something new.
All right.
Okay. Zane nods. I was prepared for a lecture about not abusing my power, but he says nothing. Here, put it on. To ensure our mission runs smoothly, I borrowed cutting-edge equipment from the association. The state-of-the-art invisible earpiece modified by engineering prodigy Simone is now no bigger than a grain of rice. I also have a small energy firearm. It's capable of bypassing most detection system currently in use. I place the earpiece in my ear and gesture for him to come closer. Zane obliges and leans down. One cough to turn the mic on, 2 coughs to turn it off, and tap to adjust the volume.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why you're being so polite, but as soon as the comms channel opens, deafening audio feedback blasts in my eardrums. I clutch my ears in pain. I stagger back, and before I still can't remember how to say that thing's name. Mischievous attempt to treat me succeeds. Zane catches me by the waist. He can't help but laugh, but this is the first time in days that I've seen genuine joy in Zane's expression. I frantically clamp my hand over his mouth. Wait until I adjust the volume before you speak. I can feel his smile widening beneath my fingers, and I use my other hand to adjust the earpiece. Sound check, Zane, say something. Jesus Christ.
You've never asked about the reason for why I picked that as my research topic back in medical school.
He remains close to me, his breath warm against my ear. It's almost like I can hear his heartbeat. The path of medicine is a noble pursuit, Dr. Zane. You strive for academic excellence. You also want to find meaningful purpose in life.
It's a good guess.
Back then, when you decided to destroy what could have been a world-changing discovery, you didn't hesitate.
Correct.
It's the kind of honor most people would cherish for a lifetime, yet he seems genuinely unbothered by it. Zane must have chosen to stop the experiment because he foresaw the consequences of its potential misuse.
I had considered including your name in the acknowledgements of my paper.
Aww! That's so cute! I nod as I secure my firearm to the holster strapped to my thigh, then I double-check my equipment. Girl, how are you not doing a double take at this? That's so cute! You only thought about it? You didn't actually do it?
It wouldn't have been right for our names to appear on the same piece of paper without your permission.
You could have asked. Before I can process the meaning behind his words, a rustling sound suddenly comes from the window. A piece of bean-shaped ruby chocolate falls, clattering. It rolls to my feet. I look up to see the last pack of the chocolate snacks from the cabinet has been taken down and torn open on the floor. I still can't remember how to say that thing's name. Lifts his face from the snack package which is bigger than his head, and licks the chocolate residue off his nose. Wait, what did you eat? My body moves before my mind can catch up. I quickly pick up the again, and check the empty package. You ate all the chocolate? You animals aren't supposed to eat that. That's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. All right, chapter 5. I want to know when we get to the cutscene. As noon approaches, the car enters the sanatorium car park. Parking lot, same diff. Since Zane holds an internal role here, he's been granted limited clearance to the facility. I plan to slip in while he keeps the receptionist distracted.
Safety first.
You too. He doesn't look back when he leaves, but he subtly raises his hand for a quick high five as our positions shield it from view. With my biosignature concealed, the omnipresent security cameras scan don't trigger anything there. Red indicators blink before moving on. Dimitri might be crazy, but I have to admit the ID camouflage chip he gave me is really useful. The lush trees and flower beds scattered through the sanatorium provide the perfect cover. Dodging staff members in the courtyard, I make my way to room A107 from memory. That's where Karen is. The staff will change shifts at approximately 12 p.m. There was a small window of time. To be more specific, there was a small window of time where no one checks the rooms. My shoes scrape against the smooth wall as I wait for the staff to leave. Once they're gone, I slip in through the window. Karen's eyes widen slightly at my entrance, but she remains quiet. Sorry, with the press conference coming up, they tightened the security. I could only use this method to visit.
I expected as much. You're clever for figuring out how to find the perfect moment.
I understood the message you sent when you gave me those notes. That's why I'm here. Are you really going to give up? If we take this chance, you might actually have a shot at making a full recovery. Karen shakes her head.
After surviving so many close calls on the battlefield, I'd say death has already been more than generous.
She reveals a peaceful smile and looks at the sunlight streaming through the window.
When I first entered the cocoon, I dreamed. And in that dream, I had made a full recovery. I got to watch my daughter grow up. I was there for every important moment of her life. At her wedding, I hugged her while crying. But the face reflected in her eyes was unmistakably that of a horrifying monster.
Her gaze dims. Outside the window, a butterfly drawn to the artificial flowers in the vase crashes against the glass again and again.
When I came to my senses, I realized I wasn't hugging her. My hands were around her throat.
What?
I only wanted to hug her. So why did I make her cry?
Sensing my hesitation, she pulls the IV line from the back of her hand.
My dear, have you heard of Zhuangzi's butterfly dream?
No.
I've always wondered who was really dreaming. Was it the butterfly, or Zhuangzi himself? If I can't tell who I am anymore, then the whole world has become my cocoon. The time I still have doesn't matter. I've made my decision.
That's a bit sad, isn't it? What would you like me to do?
The press conference is scheduled for noon tomorrow, less than 24 hours from now. In an hour, they'll place me in the cocoon for my final examination. You need to locate the cocoon's power supply and cut it off completely.
No. The cocoon is connected directly to the test subject's consciousness. A sudden disconnection could lead to unpredictable effects on her already fragile body.
Don't worry about me. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Finding a suitable test subject like me isn't easy. Trust me, This is the best way to stop them.
So she's basically going to sacrifice herself and die. I'll find a way to get you out of there.
Even if you could carry me, my body wouldn't survive a strenuous escape.
I know she's right. Once the guard's shift ends, they'll quickly discover their most important patient has disappeared. Every exit in the sanatorium will be sealed off by then.
If this is to be my final battleground, then you must help me. Please.
I understand. After leaving room A107, I move quickly without any hesitation and stay out of sight.
Did you hear? Patient A379 suddenly lost control and became violent just now.
Oh?
It's fine. Dr. Carter said that was normal.
Along the way, I quietly took down several orderlies and receptionists who spotted me. The sanatorium is massive and many areas are restricted. A blind surge could last until nightfall and still be a failure. What I sensed that day must have been the cocoon's energy core. I take a deep breath and activate the spatium core once more. My vision ripples and expands like waves. A faint energy trail leads me towards a guiding thread. My drifting consciousness slowly seeps through the sanatorium's public areas, the garden, and through each patient's room. If I can just find the energy control hub. Following the faint energy pulse, I find myself at the end of the corridor that connects the public area to the garden. There's a door almost seamlessly integrated into the wall. Without hesitation, I push it open. A large enclosed space gradually reveals itself. Behind this door lies an unexpectedly serene forest. Strange, there are no guards present, only the unsettling silence hangs in the air. My watch hasn't sounded any alarms, and there are no detectable signs of biological activity among the vegetation. The energy source's pull grows stronger as it tugs at the power flowing within me. It's as if I'm being guided to a specific direction. Past the forest winding paths, an unexpectedly elegant old building comes into view. That must be it. The energy readings are their strongest here. Oh boy, this is getting to the high stakes stuff. With Zane's help these past few days, the cocoon's data and performance have shown improvement. Carter is in high spirits. He genuinely believes his junior has switched to the dark side. No, has finally seen the light.
I remember you were sitting right next to me when we talked for the first time. Do you want to join my research team? Before that, we all thought you were just some stuck-up child prodigy.
Dr. Noah used to say that one person can go fast, but a group can go far. Besides, your theoretical research was undeniably superior.
Oh, Zane being an ass kisser to the enemy. A look of surprise appears on Carter's face.
Back then, you were the youngest and quietest out of everyone. Who knew you'd be the most forward-thinking, boldest student in the lab? You went ahead and performed what we didn't dare to imagine. And you'd pose what we didn't dare to ask to the most distinguished of professors, until they were left speechless.
Walking and talking as they pass through the steam-lined skywalk, the two soon arrive at the sanatorium's central platform. As dusk approaches, light filters through the hemispherical dome-like delicate silk. It bathes the courtyard in soft, warm hues.
I understand that Ever wants to use tomorrow's press conference to improve the Fountain of Ate's credibility. But the rebirth cocoon still needs to be further developed. It's not ready to be revealed to the public.
Why not? We've prepared the best testing equipment, and all the data will be presented to the public in the most accessible format. Besides, we already have a suitable candidate for a public demonstration.
He turns to Zane and his voice becomes more eager.
Zane, do you remember what I asked you the night Exhart succeeded? I asked if you wanted to change the world with me.
Carter turns to survey the crowd in the garden below, his figure reminiscent of a smug creator gazing upon their creation.
We stand at the center of all our achievements. I assure you that success is within our grasp.
I want to strangle Carter so bad.
What exactly do you mean by success? Are you talking about unpredictable success rates? Or how quickly you dispose of your defective specimens when they fail?
The smile on Carter's face freezes, then slowly disappears.
In the past, they were patients you fought desperately to save.
Oh.
Thanks for the reminder. I almost forgot how pathetically incompetent I used to be.
Thank you for knocking him down a peg. It is greatly appreciated, Zane.
Why is it that when I was a powerless doctor, the lives lost under my care were somehow forgivable? But when I strive to be a pioneer, you suddenly care about the injustice done to those who were already destined to die. When did you become such a coward, Zane? That incident at Mount Eternal? Let me rephrase that. You've always been better at confronting death compared to me.
Oh, what happened? I don't even know what happened at Mount Eternal. Like, I know, but I don't. An uncontrollable impulse searches within him. Fortunately, a voice comes through the earpiece and pulls him back to reality. Zane, I found the location of the strongest energy signatures. Just in case, if you get clearance from either Carter or Benedict. Zane composes himself, discreetly tapping the area near his ear as acknowledgement. He looks at Carter. Pressing a finger against his chest, Carter's icy stare lands on Zane. His mocking tone from earlier vanishes.
The heart beating in my chest belongs to someone else. I can't live an insignificant life.
Oh, Carter had a heart transplant?
Zane, I understand the meaning of death far better than you do. If these sacrifices are necessary, then so be it. We're about to solve humanity's greatest dilemma, and you're still too young.
His limbs are His limbs are forcefully frozen to the wall. Oh, are we having a Dawnbreaker moment? The surveillance cameras freeze just as they turn, and their red indicators go dark.
You? Zane, you dare to freeze me?
The statute of limitations hasn't expired yet for your academic plagiarism.
Oh! Zane, I don't care if this little academic plagiarism thing is being a bit petty. I love it. I love it. Give it to me. Give it to me. Carter's briefly freed hand is sealed in ice once again, and his frantic struggling is frozen in an awkward, rigid pose.
You can't be serious. You're bringing this up now? The end justifies the means. Let me go!
It was a joke. But I need you to stay still for a while, Carter.
Oh.
Are you planning to destroy the cocoon or cut off its power supply?
Oh, he knows.
The sanatorium has 6 independent operating systems. Pulling the plug won't be possible.
If this place allows someone with malicious intent like me to freely come and go, then that just shows how confident all of you are.
What are you actually trying to do?
Carter glares at him. His junior pauses thoughtfully before calmly shaking his head.
I won't tell you this time, Carter.
Oh.
I have a more trustworthy colleague to work with now.
Oh!
You didn't come here alone this time. What's that girl up to?
I am up to slaying!
This is murder! You're taking away these patients' only chance at survival! Zane, you ungrateful traitor! You might be smart, but you're weak and short-sighted. Security!
Another layer of ice, Pierce sealing his mouth shut.
You said this place was perfect for heart-to-heart conversations, since no one would disturb us. I'm afraid you'll have to stay frozen for a while.
Oh.
Carter, you're not doing this to save lives. Nor are you doing it to save humanity.
You're doing
Everything you've done is to merely fill the emptiness and soothe the fear you have when confronting death.
Man just read him like a book. Zane takes out the palm-sized access card from Carter's pocket. Zane's gaze doesn't meet his, it lands on Carter's heart instead.
I doubt the heart's donor wants it beating in the chest of an executioner.
Oh. What? It's just fucking symbols. Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh my god. There's like 2 more chapters. Oh! I don't know if I can handle it. Okay. Wait, is this the place from the trailer? Oh. A holographic display takes up half of my field of vision. The green dot representing Zane is moving toward my position. Not expecting much, I take a deep breath and place my hand on the door. To my surprise, it opens with a gentle push. Light streams through the glass dome and lands on the floor. It reveals an elegantly decorated reception hall. The space is completely empty. Only the sound of footsteps echoes to break the silence. Zane, I've sent you the coordinates. That's where the energy core is.
Don't worry. I'm just...
As soon as my hand touches the railing of the staircase going up, the scene before me flickers and vanishes. The comms channel is dead. I pull my hand away and take half a step back. I turn as colors fade. Like running water, they flow out from the ceiling, walls, and floor. They all melt into an endless expanse of pure white. It's like a white tomb.
I'm honored you decided to visit.
Fucking Benedict! I hear a slightly amused voice behind me. I whirl around to find Benedict standing in the middle of the reception hall. I'm not sure when he appeared. While I'm startled, I need to look composed right now. You've done a good job preparing for the press conference, Mr. Benedict. It's going well without you. He touches the wall and the white space suddenly dissipates. It returns to its original form, a reception hall.
Miss Hunter, you should have been the most successful test subject. It's a shame you weren't one of ours. After all, every experiment here exists for one purpose, to create beings just like you.
Oh. A gunshot explodes in the empty reception hall. I'm tired of hearing you ever people talk about the same thing. Let's skip the formalities and get to the fighting. Slay. Slay. Just as a bullet approaches him, crystal shards suddenly burst from his palm to pulverize the projectiles.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention something. I'm one of the cocoon's successful specimens.
You could have said that earlier. I quickly switched out regular bullets in my magazine for energy resound designed to fight wanderers, then I shoot at him. But Benedict seems to have anticipated this. At his signals, several shadowy figures surge forth from the darkness. Several Ultram move with inhuman speed. Like savage beasts, they lunge toward me. You're calling for backup already? I guess you aren't really a successful specimen. Quickly stepping to the side and spinning, I dodge in the nick of time. The Ultram crashes into one another. I didn't plan on dragging this fight out. Zane will be here soon. Fighting the energy core's location is the highest priority. I activate the Spatium core's sensing abilities again. There's a faint energy signature coming from the top floor of this building. And then, everything before my eyes becomes indistinguishable once again. As the light shifts and wavers, thick fog appears from out of nowhere. It rolls in, blurs, even the faces of the Ultram.
Play with them for a while.
Oh. My senses stop working. My vision is plunged into an endless void. Overwhelming dizziness washes over me. Desperate, I try to stay conscious in spite of the vertigo, but my legs give out and I collapse onto the cold floor. I know I've reached my limit. Just before I lose consciousness, the sounds around me fade. In the void, I feel someone firmly grab my wrist. The churning sensation of instability vanishes when I open my eyes.
Are you okay? Where does it hurt?
Under the flickering light, I can barely make out Zane's worried expression. Before I can say I'm fine, a searing pain erupts from my chest and flows through my entire body. I press my hand against my chest, but the physical pressure does nothing to ease the pain.
Stop trying to sense it. You look pale.
I grab his hand, gritting my teeth. I tell Zane everything that just happened.
After them! Where did they go?
Don't speak. Keep your breathing steady.
Zane quickly surveys our surroundings. He pulls my arm over his shoulder and helps me walk. It's not there, going straight past that barrier. We pass through the wall and the Ultram are right behind us, but it seems they were fooled by the elusive hologram. Thankfully, the space hasn't been warped. Zane pulls me into the empty room and slams the door. Ice covers it, but the Ultram have us cornered. They claw at the frost and create this sharp, grating sound. Everything in front of me blurs into patches of color. I try to grab Zane's hand again, but my strength fails me. My hand weakly slides down his sleeve. Shit.
Zane? Why am I tied up?
It's done.
What's done? Zane, what?
What did you inject me with?
A suppressant. The energy in your heart has surpassed your tolerance threshold. This will ease the strain.
What the fuck?
Better now.
Zane.
The suppressant won't last long. We need to leave now.
Fluctuations. It's Metaflux.
Let's go!
Look out.
Holy shit, the grab and slide. Woo!
Fire.
Shit. Ow!
Of course we would survive. If you take another step, I can't guarantee you'll get out of this alive.
I'm a healer, bot
Dr.
moment.
Zane, a hunter firearm can't kill a human, but a wanderer can.
Slay! Oh my god.
If that's it, then he underestimated us. Watch your heart. 30% of your evil should do.
%? Holy shit.
In your case, the cure is
Death.
extreme measures.
Oh my god! That cutscene was badass, man. I'm battling this myself, fuck it. Oh my god, this arena's so pretty!
We'll depart when you're ready.
Let's see a successful specimen.
Watch Watch where with our combined strength.
Here I go. Go back to the pit you came from. Zane.
Here it comes. Leave it to me. Is this what you want?
Perfect.
Stay away.
Keep your distance, or else you'll get hurt.
This is a successful specimen?
Self-declared successful specimen.
Self-declared successful specimen! Oh, the shade has been thrown.
So were you. Steady now. We can do this.
Try to find the truth in these endless illusions.
With our combined strength.
Here I go. My turn.
Wrong one.
You only let the inevitable. I'll send it on a journey.
Oh my god.
Final journey.
Slay!
Victory is within reach.
Eat this.
Struggling is futile. Come, it's your turn.
No problem. Bring it on. Zane.
Here it comes. Leave it to me. Is this what you wanted?
Perfect. It was just a scratch.
Don't rush. Let's see what it's up to. With our combined strength, it is weak. Now's our chance. It is falling apart.
Get in!
You won't escape.
We finished it in one
Not me
attempt.
furiously tapping
And
my
it wasn't
tablet.
messy.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. That was a good cutscene. That was a very good cutscene. In my personal opinion. After using up almost all of my ammunition, the Wanderer finally crashes to the ground, but this isn't the end. The sound of regenerating flesh echoes throughout the building as the crystals on its body rapidly retract. It's as if they're being devoured. In just a few seconds, the Wanderer has completely regenerated and takes over Benedict's appearance.
Wait for an opening first. Then we'll retreat. There's no point in continuing this fight.
Zane is right. Benedict isn't our priority target right now. Just now, something about Zane seemed off. The flash of black crystals, the killing intent, the cold indifference in his eyes. It all— fuck me! Stop going so fast! It all vanished in an instant. Maybe I imagined it. A strange unease rises in my chest rises in my chest, but there's no time to dwell on it. I fire my last bullet as Benedict's greyish-white mist fills the reception hall. Here's another good example of my seamless coordination with Zane.
Now's our chance. Go.
We run! With the Ultram at our heels, I lead Zane towards the strongest energy signature I remember sensing in this building. Have you noticed how the Ultrams are getting stronger? They're practically living weapons. Could it be that after their consciousness are eroded, these failed test subjects are turned into tools that can be commanded? After taking down another Ultram that tries to attack us, I run towards the corner. The strongest energy signature is right behind the door. Ooh. Huh? Where's the door?
Watch out.
As Frost immobilizes the guard who tries to ambush us, Zane stands back to back with me, both of us on high alert. Part of this layout has changed again.
If this place is a projection, then changing the layout would be the quickest way to hide the energy core's location.
Oh, this is so annoying. I have to find the energy signatures again.
Remember to not let your energy overload your heart. I don't have any more stabilizing injections.
Oh shit. Speaking of which, where did you get the one you gave me?
Knowing how a certain Miss Hunter tends to overuse her evil, I came prepared.
Okay, that's a bit on the nose, but okay. When you restrained me earlier...
It was because you were too strong.
Ah. I place my hand on the wall. Energy surges through my veins as my sensing ability is magnified. The location becomes clearer. I'm certain the energy core is being held on the top floor. Follow me. We're going this way. The last Ultram is knocked down to the area below. Only me and Zane are on the top floor. At the end of the cold white corridor stands a single door. It's as if our only option is to move forward. This is it. Zane and I exchange a quick glance before swiping Carter's ID card against the scanner.
Welcome to the Energy Core Control Room, Dr. Carter.
We're gonna break some shit! Once the door of the control room closes, a layer of ice covers it. Thick cables run across the area, and they all converge on the central energy pillar that emits a luminescent blue light. It's being powered by a protocol. In all its glory, this is Ever's crown jewel in the industry of protocol technology. If the energy pillar is destroyed, all ongoing experiments will immediately cease. In other words, Karen, who's currently undergoing an examination, will remain trapped in a cocoon and could potentially cause irreversible damage to her body.
Are you worried she might regret her decision?
Maybe. I can't betray her trust in me, or rather, I believe in her choice. I remember the first time I held Karen's hand. It was thin, delicate, yet surprisingly strong. Zane raises his hand and hurls an ice shard towards the luminescent pillar. Fuck me! Energy pillar at the center.
Zane, wait!
Carter's voice rings out from the overhead speakers as the surrounding glass walls instantly become transparent. I can see Carter has arrived. Catching his breath, he's standing in the reception hall we were in earlier.
Zane, leave this place, and don't you dare destroy that energy core! Do you remember how much time and effort we put into this?
Bro! He's not gonna destroy it. I'm gonna destroy it. Without a hint of emotion in his eyes, Zane gives Carter a slight nod. Amid the chaos, Benedict calmly stands behind the crowd. He smiles and raises a hand to his ear.
You dropped your facade sooner than I expected, Dr. Zane. Is it because of your sense of duty as a doctor, or a resolve driven by guilt?
Believing that you can guide humanity's fate so you can control life and death is the epitome of arrogance.
Oh shit.
Isn't thinking you have the right to stop any experiment that crosses the boundaries of life just as arrogant? This is what the people in our era want. And in just a few centuries, or maybe even a few decades, history will remember this moment.
You have no right to speak of such things.
Why don't we watch and see how the future unfolds? Even if you've stopped Ms. Karen's experiment and prevented the press conference today, you can't stop the tide of progress.
It's more or less the same rhetoric. Did everyone ever attend the same corporate seminar or something? Yes, they all attended the same corporate seminar.
Ah, yes. I have one more question I'd like to ask you, Dr. Zane.
The static in the comms channel suddenly falls silent. It gets cut off by Carter's angry shouts. All I can hear is Benedict's steady voice tingling with amusement alongside his breaths.
Back then, why did you choose to destroy something that could have shaken or even changed the world?
He asked the exact same question that I did. A sense of unease stirs a glance at Zane, who's maintaining his usual composure.
It couldn't be controlled. Any action beyond our control leads to unpredictable consequences.
Maybe it's because he uses Evolve too many times in quick succession. Delicate ice crystals are steadily creeping up Zane's forearm.
Uncontrollable. I see. Your rationality is an absolute, the very thing that drives you to eliminate any possibility of losing control. It affects the smallest things about yourself to the greatest matters of this world. That's why you killed William at Mount Eternal back then, yes?
Wait, he killed William?
You really are capable of such cruelty. You struck down your mentor and friend who fought beside you. Even I would have hesitated.
Cut to the chase.
Oh shit! Oh shit! A long time passes before Zane's voice breaks the silence. Although his tone remains calm, his ragged breathing gives him away.
You're here to atone for your mistake. That much is certain. But you also wish to uncover what you think is the truth. For example, surely there must be an explanation for why those Alterum look so much like everyone who died at Mount Eternal.
How the fuck does he know? Oh, he was at Mount Eternal. I forgot about that. In the tense undercurrents of this moment, a harsh truth slowly surfaces.
I'll tell you, those people at Mount Eternal were this experiment's first batch of failed specimens. Your companions, William, all your guilt and suffering, I'm the one who caused it.
That's why we should kill him! His tone is almost nonchalant, yet every sentence is like a knife straight to the heart.
A discovery that could have shaken the world to its core, abandoned because of a moment of cowardice. You made their deaths as meaningless as those of the failed Alterum.
A wave of frost surges throughout the room. A bone-chilling cold creeps to— oh my god! A bone-chilling cold creeps up from the floor. The windows, walls, floors are sealed under thick layers of ice. They form intricate crystalline patterns. Zane? With each breath, the veins on his neck throb as black ice crystals spread rapidly across his skin. It's like they're trying to devour every last bit of his life force. This isn't the Zane I know. Oh shit. This is the merciless Grim Reaper who emerged from the depths of hell itself. Dawnbreaker! Dawnbreaker! Dawnbreaker law! The doors that had been sealed with ice burst open, having completed their transformation into wanderers. The Alterum tried to overwhelm us like a tidal wave. As soon as they get close, sharp icicles pierce their chests and shards of ice then explode outward like a violent storm. More Alterum advance. They crush like fallen ice crystals beneath their feet as they crawl over corpses to reach us. All the Alterum open and close their mouths in unison. They stutter and produce these unsettling sounds. No matter how hard he tries, Zane can't make out what they're saying or see their faces clearly. The nightmare wraps around his body like a phantom. It coils behind him and whispers fate's curses in his ear.
Aren't you a doctor?
Am I
Why
going
can't
to
you
die?
save
Pay
anyone?
for this.
I didn't sacrifice everything just to become someone ordinary and powerless.
One
Holy
day, you will hurt her.
Was that fucking Astra? No. Surely not, right? He clutches his chest and feels the icy wind stabbed it. He stares at the corner of the tent fluttering into the snowy glade, a distant otherworldly gaze. William, who had just finished a surgery, pauses in surprise, then smiles and holds out his hand towards him.
Nightmare? If you can't sleep, then we can go for a walk.
Everything that just happened, it seems to have been a dream. He stares at his fingers, the blood, the girl's shocked expression. It was all just a dream. It was just a dream.
It's unfortunate we couldn't save the patient today. Don't be too hard on yourself. Back when I was doing research, failure meant you could always try again. But as a doctor, lives will only give you one chance. You know, I had these exact same feelings during my first mission as a military doctor.
Don't tell me that the whole segment with the Fountain of Atay was just a dream. Please. The polar night hasn't disappeared. The dark blue sky appears to be almost within reach. This desolate land covered in a blanket of snow is always magnificent.
It took me a long time to realize that what we have to face isn't just the loss of a life and death itself. The way they look at you in their final moments, it's always the same. Time and time again. You'll have to see their fear and desperation when they're about to die.
William is deep in thought, then, as if remembering something, he turns to Zane and smiles.
By the way, did you hear my final plea when you killed me?
He stares blankly at William's distorted face. Oh, fuck me. And in the very next second, the ice shards are already pierced in his chest. Once again, he sinks into the dark abyss of his consciousness. Are there more of them? They're actually using the Ultram as weapons? I roll and find an opening in the wall of the Ultram that's protecting Benedict. I aim my gun at him. Before I can pull the trigger, brilliant ice flies toward Benedict. Benedict smiles and crushes the ice shard embedded in his chest.
You're different from the man I was talking to earlier. I must say, you're skilled at saving and taking lives, Dr. Zane.
With a slight gesture of his hand, the Ultram freeze in place like marionettes. They withdraw like receding water as if they received a silent command.
I hope you'll find your true path after our candid discussion.
We're still destroying this thing though, right? Soon enough, only 2 of us remain in the vast, cold control room. Ignoring everything else, I rush past the dissipating ice crystals to Zane and cradle his face in my hands. Zane, look at me, listen to me! No matter who Benedict is, I will always keep a bullet just for him, starting today. Zane's labored breathing shows how intense the pain is. The black ice crystals emerge from his neck and continue to spread out. His ice-cold fingers are slowly slipping from my palm. You need to wake up from this nightmare right now. Right the fuck now, bitch! Wake up now! These hands that saved countless lives should never be stained with the pain and guilt that don't belong to them, especially not because of scum like Benedict. Zane, you have to... A few seconds feel like centuries, and then he finally raises... Oh, fuck's sake. He finally raises his head to look at me. He slowly tenses, and I see myself reflected in his icy gaze. I don't know why they don't give me the time to read. Zane? Oh. Pain answers me instead. My consciousness shatters as I drift into the warm embrace of unconsciousness. Before everything fades, distant memories regroup and flood my mind. The ground is littered with the remains of wanderers. They're slowly dissipating, meanwhile searing pain burns my chest. Struggling to push myself up, I see my blood-stained hands are small and thin. Did this happen when I was little? I look up. There's a young man with a familiar face, but his expression is frighteningly cold and foreign. While I'm dazed, his face merges with Zane's present-day appearance. They form my memories and reality, approach me step by step.
Your existence is a mistake. You must be eliminated.
What? It's as if black frost has covered my eyes, having materialized in his raised hand. Sharp ice crystals hurl themselves at me. Oh my god! The next day, the pristine sanatorium stands tall, immaculate and serene. It's been restored to the point where yesterday's attack might have never happened. Ah! Fuck! Thank you for the raids. Bye. Hold up. Thank you for the raid. How you guys doing? Ah, you smacked me. That fucking hurt. What are you playing? Astrobot. What is Astrobot? Of course I get it. I'm sorry, man. It's not my fault. I'm not to blame.
Wherever and whenever you need us, we will provide you with healthcare services of the highest quality.
In the courtyard, a gentle breeze caresses the caresses the grass kissed by... Hi! Welcome, Raiders! How you doing? I don't know if ads are over yet, but they will be soon. My name is Anya Dandelion. I am your local exorcist and witch. I'm currently doing the main story of Love and Deep Space. And this was the lore dump of the century. For me. Welcome back, Spy. Grass kissed by early morning light. A cocoon hangs on a delicate swaying flower stem. The faint sound of struggle can be heard from within. Light reveals the outline of tightly folded wings behind its translucent walls. Moist and moist? Okay. Great choice of words. I'm such a fucking child. It breaks free from the cocoon, and in the refreshing air of rebirth, those wings slowly take to the skies. Everyone I follow is streaming. Yeah, I don't have a Switch 2. I don't use my Switch enough to justify buying the Switch 2. Unless a game that I really, really want comes out on Switch 2, or like a limited edition of a Switch 2. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm doing Love and Deep Space. I plugged my tablet into this shit. My heart constricts as sharp pain courses through every fiber of my being. My consciousness sinks into blurry darkness, footsteps that are close by sound distant if they were muffled under a glacier. Zane, is that you? He stops in his tracks as if he heard me. He doesn't take the candy or freeze the melting popsicle I offer him.
Stay away from me!
Oh.
I'm sorry.
A box sits on the doorstep, wisps of cold air drifting inside it. Inside the box lies 3 misshapen snowballs, remnants from when Zane was still learning how to use his evil as a kid. Really? Zane knows I got hit with ice when watching the seals, and now he's made snowballs to tease me? I've heard footsteps. Did he already leave? I don't see anyone nearby. As I hold the box close, an inexplicable sense of loss washes over me. I want to say his name, but something catches in my throat. It silences my voice. Zane? I managed to finally call out his name, yet when I open my eyes, I find myself staring at a dimly lit ceiling. As my foggy consciousness slowly clears, I realize I'm laying down in a room at Axo Hospital.
Due to Miss Karen's poor health, Ever's press conference for today has been canceled. Mr. Benedict, the director of Val's Sanatorium, stated that the patient's well-being takes precedence over the event.
Fucking Benedict! I'm going to strangle him! A hand waves before me. The owner's lips move as they say something I can't make out.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Looking down, I see my wounds have been bandaged and the pain has mostly subsided. I sit up and take Yvonne's hand. Where's Zane?
Oh, you're awake. Thank goodness you're okay. You had cardiac energy overload and some minor injuries when Dr. Zane brought you in.
Oh shit!
We asked him what happened, but he wouldn't say anything. He stayed in this room until your vital signs stabilized.
As she speaks, Yvonne leans in. Her expression becomes more serious.
I heard from Grayson that Dr. Zane went to the director's office to submit his resignation letter.
Zane's resigning? What? Yeah, what?
There was a loud commotion in the office. I've never seen the director that angry before.
Holy shit.
He didn't approve it and gave Dr. Zane an extended leave. Then he told him to go home and think things through. He wouldn't say another word about it. Dr. Zane didn't hesitate at all. But before he left the hospital, he asked us to take good care of you.
Wait, Zane quit. I tried to force myself to smile, but I can't. Only one thought is in my mind. Find him. Yeah, fucking find
you
him.
Can't just... Oh no. Please, be careful.
Yeah, fucking... What the fuck, man?
I'm sorry. We haven't seen him.
Sorry, we haven't seen anyone who matches your description.
Are you kidding me?
Dr. Zane. A few days ago, he said he'd be traveling to remote... Oh, you must be that young lady.
Yeah.
This is our new menu item for today. Would you like it to go? Wait! Dr. Zane already paid for it!
Eat it then! Where the fuck did he go? Zane's home, his favorite dessert place, the cafe near Axo Hospital. I visited every place I could think of. But there's no trace of him anywhere. Late into the night, I enter the passcode into his house again and clinging on to one final hope. The room is shrouded in darkness. Snowflakes drift through the gaps in the floor-to-ceiling windows.
The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Please try again later.
Zane just fucking noped out of existence. Memories that are no longer dormant slowly flood my mind. I've seen these black icy crystals and that pained look in his face before. In my childhood memories, Zane moved away while carrying a heavy, unspoken guilt. This bad habit of disappearing has existed even back then. I hear a faint whimper in the cold. Oh, it's the fucking dog-cat thing again, isn't it? I raise my head and rub my stinging eyes to see Shukui. It's you. As if he understood me, Shukui leaps onto the sofa and gently places a paw on my knee. I feel like I've tried everything, but I still can't find him. I hold Shukui close, my trembling voice barely above a whisper. I don't realize it cracked until now. Please, can you help me one more time? Take me to him. Time passes, then Shukui obediently jumps down, sniffs the blanket on the sofa, and carries Zane's... I can't read, Jesus. Then runs towards the half-open door. In the darkest hours of the night, it's snowing again. Large snowflakes dance around the glowing street lights. They settle on rooftops, streets, passing cars, and the shoulders of pedestrians. After running for a long time, Shukui stops in front of a pitch-black fence. He circles it a few times before signaling me to follow him. Where am I? The streetlight illuminates, then fades the writing on the sign. This is a public cemetery in Lincoln City. This is also the final resting place for those who have nowhere to call home. Shukui quickly vanishes into the darkness. I steel myself before running after him. As soon as I see a familiar figure, my heart leaps violently in my chest. Zane. He stands in the snowy night, his coat billowing between black tombstones. He's like a ghost who has nowhere to go. I understand why he left the moment I see the names on the tombstones. He chose to imprison himself in this nightmare. He wants to atone, to seek the redemption for the monsters he killed. Oh shit! I hurry to his side, but then I try to call his name. It gets stuck in my throat.
Why are you here?
Because you fucking resigned? Questions overwhelm my mind, but I don't know what to ask about first. You chose to disappear without a word. You didn't even give me an explanation.
These graves belong to the people who died by my hand.
Okay.
I don't believe their deaths were unjustified. Do you think I'm here because of guilt? I'm not standing in front of them for repentance, let alone the atonement you're imagining.
When you almost raised your hand against me, based on your judgment, Did that mean I was also someone who needed to be killed? He doesn't evade the question. He nods without any hesitation. Shit. So this is why you submitted your resignation letter to Axo Hospital. You haven't even healed my heart yet, and you're going to leave just like that? You told me not to change doctors on a whim, but can doctors abandon their patients whenever they want? A complex feeling crawls up on from my throat to my tongue as the emotions bubble up like boiling water.
I first met you when I came to Oxo Hospital. I was 12 at the time. Dr. Noah was a close friend of your grandmother, and I was told to look after you. You were afraid of me back then, until I used my power to keep your popsicle from melting. When things finally settled down after the Chrono Rift catastrophe, my parents asked if I wanted to move somewhere else. I hesitated for a long time. I was worried I wouldn't be able to see you anymore. But then that incident happened, and I actually hurt you. You were unconscious and bleeding heavily.
Oh shit.
When I realized what happened, I couldn't understand why I did it.
He closes his eyes for a moment. When he opens them, his expression is as serene as calm after a snowstorm. It's like he finally woke up from a year-long nightmare only to discover the nightmare has become reality.
That was when I realized I could lose control of my power. And not being in control can lead to irreversible consequences. It's why I chose to leave without saying goodbye.
The truth pierces my heart like needles. Words are stuck in my throat.
Perhaps I chose cardiac surgery because I wanted to heal your heart. Or maybe I wanted to make amends for what I did back then. Even I don't know.
He keeps his gaze lowered and his voice is as soft as melting snowflakes.
But I didn't hesitate when I chose the field of medicine. When I first recited the Hippocratic Oath, I truly believed I would become a good doctor. I believed I would save many people, including the one I had hurt before.
It doesn't seem like he noticed my obvious shock. Zane just gazes calmly at the weathered gravestones.
Until that night on Mount Eternal, when I killed William.
But you didn't have a better choice at the time. Once again, he lowers his emotionally detached gaze.
Do you really think a killer can be a doctor who saves lives? If something like this happens again, you might regret the fact that you tried to keep me close.
Are you saying your nightmares are destined to become reality? Will I turn into a monster that needs to be killed one day? I didn't expect him to answer, yet he shakes his head.
I don't know.
So, are you avoiding me now because of logical reasoning? What about your feelings? If we're going by pure logic, then now is the time. Do it, Dr. Zane. Are you afraid, or is this something you don't want to do? Looking at his calm, aloof expression, I find myself beyond the point of rationality. Whatever you do today, I won't have any regrets.
But I would.
Snowflakes land on my eyelashes as I turn his figure into prismatic fragments that are like ripples in the darkness.
I'm certain that if I were to truly hurt you one day, it would be the greatest regret of my life.
Aww, that's actually really fucking sad. The snowflakes fall as if they're floating through the cosmos. They land on us in the gravestones. We stand in silence, neither of us exchanging a single word. Don't tell me that's the end. After that day, rumors related to the Alterum and Dawnbreaker faded away like melting snow. The pure white specks were but fleeting visitors. The city awakens in daylight, and once again, it's immersed in its bizarre flood of information. The spatium core's energy remains concentrated in my chest. It's like a sea that's merged with my flesh. It faintly echoes with my heartbeat. I know these ether cores connect my past to my future. They're linked to the secrets hidden in deep space. Yet I wonder what fate awaits the Alterum Zane and me. Eva won't give up on the Fountain of Atay. They've carefully convoluted. They've continued to weave their dreams of immortality. But they were right about one thing. The cycle of life and death is an inescapable truth. The constraints of matter break down, and the shackles of time and space gradually dissolve. Countless civilizations rise and fall among the stars because of the laws that guide entropy and disposition. Earth's magnificent radiance will eventually fade. Humanity's long undisturbed period of exile will also come to an end. I won't understand that until much, much later. The Creator had planted foreshadowings in an era predating life itself. The worst part is, I'm gonna have to wait for the next expansion of the main story, and I'm not okay. This, like, Death and Rebirth, right, had so much fucking shit. Had such a massive fuck off lore dump, and here I am, just... What the fuck?
Don't rush in carelessly.
Damn it. Take this. Your plan worked again.
With you here, I only need one.
I'm just baffled. And I'm letting this last bit auto battle because it's not fucking story battle. It's just regular ass shit. But oh my god. This is going to be fuel for the next podcast episode. I'm telling you this now.
It's time to serve the main course.
There's plenty to go around.
It was a piece of cake.
Let's do it again next time.
Watch out. It's going to attack. Not bad. Look out.
Take this.
It's time to serve the main course.
There's plenty to go around.
Oh.
I'll show you. Your plan worked again.
With you here, I only need one plan.
I'm just... That main story was a lot. I can see why Nell doesn't want to finish it. I can see why. As a Zane girly, she's done for in this chapter.
This will be easy.
Take this.
Oh my goodness.
There's plenty to go around.
We're halfway there.
It won't take long for us to be done.
It's time to meet your maker.
Your plan worked again.
With you here, I only need one plan.
But yeah, with that battle, we've officially finished the main story, and I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm gonna spend the rest of the night processing all this shit. But in the meantime, let's see who is live. Sil is playing Honkai Star Rail, which I believe is relatively chill. So I will send you guys over to her. Please give her some love for me. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.